Yep, Charlamagne the God.
Andrew Schulz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots, back for another week of brilliant idiotness. Hezekiah Walker.
Hello, sir. How are you?
How was your weekend, man?
My week was good, man.
What'd you do?
Honestly, I don't remember doing anything. I wish I had like a great thing that I did. I hung out with my kid. I hung out with my wife.
Yeah.
Like that's my life, man.
Yeah, I went last.
Why do I seem sad about that? It was awesome.
Yeah, it's
No,
great.
that's
It was amazing.
Hell,
But I don't have like an extravagant thing to tell you about.
And you shouldn't.
Because the best thing is hang out with family.
It's the best and the safest thing.
It is the safest thing.
Right?
You can't get married.
Listen, I flew to Orlando last Thursday because my daughter had a cheerleading competition in Orlando. But then Friday, I had to fly to Atlanta because it was the Black Effect Podcast Festival weekend. So I was in Atlanta Friday night.
Oh, how was that?
It was incredible. I was in Atlanta Friday night because we had like a little mixer, and then Saturday was the actual festival. And then I got right back on the plane and went right back to Orlando. You think I'm gonna be sitting around Atlanta by my goddamn self without my wife and my kids? Hell fucking no.
Shit.
All right?
Man, it's pretty safe.
You think it's safe after all the gay jokes we've been saying on this podcast?
Exactly.
It's not safe. He's been flirting online every single week.
Man, Lauren said she went to somewhere there was a gay club. She was like, every gay guy in there was asking about me. She said
Yup.
they was so excited thinking I was about to make an appearance. All right? You out of your goddamn mind.
You are a gay icon.
A gay? Am I?
Yeah.
I would love to be. I don't know if I am yet.
No.
But I would love to be. I would love to be up there with the Lady Gagas of the world. Huh?
Shout out to the podcast, the
Who?
studs.
But see, they studs. See, salute to the studs. Now,
The studs are like us.
Exactly.
The studs are the homies,
The
man.
studs
We
are the
love studs.
homies, man. Salute to the No Homo podcast.
It's
The No
called
Homo,
No Homo
the No Homo podcast. Look at this sign they made. Look at this sign. Look at this
So
sign.
Charlamagne loves studs. He should sign the No Homo show. Oh, like sign it to his
To Black Effect.
Are you gonna sign it?
Listen. Listen. I can't. I don't like to discuss business. You know what I mean?
I see,
I
I
don't like
see.
to discuss business on platform. But shout out to the No Homo podcast, DJ XL and Boss Brit, DJ XL and Boss Bit.
Shout out the studs, man.
Yes, the show where all things are homo.
You know what?
It's called the No Homo podcast, but the tagline is the show where all things are homo.
I love it.
You know
That's
what I mean?
our show is too. I just want to let you know.
They had a hat. They got merchandise. What's her merchandise? The merch says, I prefer coochie.
Love. Shout out studs, man.
She kept trying to give me one. I'm like, nah, I'm going to order it. And then I was just sitting there thinking to myself, yo, walking around Atlanta with a I prefer coochie hat
Crazy.
is probably the biggest way to make people think you don't. Because why would you have to announce it?
That is a Meek Mill behavior right there. That is a little bit Meek. No disrespect to Meek, but that is a little Meek right there. You can't wear the I love pussy shirt without people going like, that guy like dick in his mouth and butt.
Hey, why are you walking around Atlanta saying I prefer coochie? Why you gotta announce that?
Yeah, that's like a MAGA hat.
Now for the studs, it's all good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me, it is like a MAGA
It
hat.
is.
You know what
It
I'm
is
saying?
a MAGA hat,
You're like,
bro.
that's not the only thing I'll make red. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But salute to everybody who came to the Black Effect Podcast Festival. It was a fantastic event, man. We have really created a fantastic community that comes to the Black Effect Podcast Festival every year.
Bravo to you guys,
People
man.
that have came there and they like, oh, we've been here 3 years. We've been here all 3 years. Decisions did a fantastic job. Mandy and Weezy hosting. And it was, the ill thing about it is it's always the week or two prior where people act like they all of a sudden want to be on board. So salute to my guy, Cam Newton. Cam was like, yo, I need the Funky Friday podcast there. So Cam pulled up and did his Funky Friday podcast with Portia Williams. Can I say something about Cam Newton?
Please.
I cannot imagine having to try to tackle him on the football field. Have you ever seen Cam Newton in person? Yeah. I've been around a lot of big athletes.
That's a big guy.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do we talk about LeBron being a specimen?
Yeah.
Cam Newton is a specimen, bro. Cam is like, what, 6'6"? 220, 230. Like, he's built.
It's different. It was different.
The way he's built is like, yo, can you imagine trying to tackle this guy on the football field?
Nah.
like Cam is, he's just a huge presence. The only other person I remember seeing who was an athlete who had that kind of presence, like size-wise, was Anthony fucking Mason.
Wow, it's so weird. Why did that come to your... I was thinking that when you said that.
Because Anthony, I've never seen anybody built like Anthony Mason. God bless the dead. I met Anthony was like, what, 6'9", 6'10"?
Would he come to the comedy shows that you guys would do at Caroline's?
No, I met him at a comedy show. I met him at Rip Michaels' comedy show
Yeah,
one
he
time.
loved stand-up. He would always be at these comedy shows.
Yep.
New York legend. What? That's so weird of all the athletes.
Do you see how big he looked? Do you see how he looks? And I'm sure that there's other guys that are bigger than him.
Mason was I don't want to say before his time, but like around that time, you start to get these guys that were like very skilled and big. So like Tony Kukoc wasn't built as big as Mace was, but Mace would bring the ball up. Do you remember that? Like he would run point, and it was this massive dude running point. And now that's very common in the NBA. But back in the day, it was like unheard of that a guy... How tall was Mason?
Yeah, how tall was Mason?
6'7". But he was big. He looked like a fucking power forward, but handle crazy.
It was all circumference.
Yeah.
That's what made Anthony Mason. Anthony Mason was all circumference. Rest in peace.
Way too soon.
And he wasn't fat. He was just all circumference.
Yeah.
Like, God damn.
Yo,
and
Mace,
that's how Cam is in a room. Like, you talking to Cam and you like... Bro, how old am I again? Like, you know what I mean? So
feel like a little kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
So salute to Cam. Carrie Champion was there. She had Amon Shumpert on her show.
Oh, nice.
The Good Moms Bad Choices podcast. They had Dreka Gates on theirs. R&B Money podcast. Tank and Jay Valentine. They
what
bought
was the
out
highlight for you?
Jacquees. Oh man, you know what? For me, probably the R&B Money podcast, because I was interested to see how Tank and Jay Valentine was going. Now, don't get me wrong, Sarah Jakes Roberts, she always shuts it down. She had Toya Johnson as her guest, but I was interested to see what the R&B Money podcast would do, because when you're an artist like Tank is an active artist still.
Yeah,
like Tank had a show that night at the Barclays that they sold out, so he left the Black Effect Podcast Festival to fly to New York to Brooklyn to do a sold-out show at the Barclays with Tyrese and Genuine, TGT. So I wanted to see what they were going to do, and Tank, they show was so great because Tank comes out and he does a song.
I mean...
So he does one of his records. He comes out the slow.
Do your strengths, man.
He does that, so he got the crowd. Then he had Nyla just play R&B records for like 10 minutes. So the crowd is all into it. Yeah. And then they sit down, chat for a little while, bring out Jacquees. Jacquees comes out and does a song.
I mean, this is...
So now you talk for 20 minutes. Now you just like, you fulfilled. You got the whole...
You got a whole experience.
The whole place in the palm of your hand. So it was probably watching the R&B Money podcast, because this is a podcast that I enjoy.
Also really different. You haven't seen that in the podcast space before.
You haven't seen that. Everybody's a rapper. Everybody talks to rappers. For somebody to have a show dedicated just to R&B, fantastic.
It's like there are people that are experts in these other fields that are trying to do a typical interview show. And it's like, you don't have to do that.
No.
Bring your expertise into the show.
That's right.
You're going to compete against somebody that's been interviewing people for 20 years professionally. It's not going to happen. But if you bring them into your world... Now we got something.
That's why nobody can fuck with the brilliant idiots. Because our specialty is being brilliant idiots.
And now everybody want to try.
Can't be. We're naturally stupid smart.
Exactly.
Okay?
We've been doing this our whole lives.
Our whole fucking lives, bro. We're intellectual retards.
Yes.
All right?
This is how intellectually retarded I am. If you don't change this video off the wall, I won't be able to concentrate this whole podcast.
What is that?
I think it's London or some shit. It's awesome that we have it, but I'm so easily distracted by shit that I'm like a golden retriever. I just keep looking.
I thought y'all was trolling Chris, because when you first did it, it was mopeds and shit going by.
Dude, it's so cool. The aspect ratio and everything is perfect, but I just can't stop looking at it.
I've been getting moped videos sent to me in my DMs.
Non-stop, right?
Non-stop.
Non-stop.
Thank you for all the concern. Yeah.
Hey there. Listen, let's do some All Memes Matter,
Thank
man.
Thank you so much.
What do we got here, Taylor Gang?
Thank you so much.
What we got, Taylor? What is AO? I'm assuming it's something gay.
Yeah.
Yo, Taylor, can we go right before that? Taylor tried to pretend. Kiana was very kindly was like, hey, do you want anything? You want a little snack or something from downstairs? And Taylor goes, she starts pretending like she hasn't been salivating over the same thing.
I just ate earlier.
I don't know. What do they have? Maybe some chips. I go, Taylor, what kind of fucking chips you want? And she just goes, give me the sour cream cheddar. Fucking rice chips right now. So goddamn sour cream cheddar.
Taylor is pregnant as fuck.
Oh, man.
Like, she's at that point where you don't even ask her how many months she is. I'm just pregnant as fuck.
How many months are you?
I'm going to 7 if I'm not 7 already.
That baby's gonna be big, yo.
And that's exactly why you're not going to the Kendrick concert
I am
next
going
week.
to the
You're not
Kendrick
going to the
concert.
Kendrick
You're not going to the
like
Kendrick
that.
concert.
So you rather me pay for it?
What do you mean pay?
I'm going either way.
If you
I'm
go,
not
you
going
are
with
going to
you.
pay for it. You need to sit down.
I'm sitting down right now.
Be humble.
Exactly.
Take Kendrick's advice.
Why do you?
DNA is the reason you're pregnant right now.
If you really cared,
They're gonna think you're
you
sneaking
would be
Kendrick
like,
into it.
"Oh, just come with me to the suite. I'll just be chilling in the suites."
No, because you won't be
watching."
jumping up and down.
No, I'm
you
not.
know
Why
what
do
I
you
mean?
think I'm gonna be jumping up and
You don't need to
down?
because I've seen you at a Kendrick concert before.
know. Oh, you
now
go
I'm pregnant.
crazy.
Why do you think I'm gonna do the same thing?
Damn.
For real, it's gonna be bad. You can't do it. And you gotta think about the baby.
I am.
What do
and
you think
he's-
the baby's
and
gonna
he's
be doing in there?
And he's thinking like, "Oh shit, I gotta go."
No, the baby's going boom, bap, bing, bap.
Exactly.
Bam.
If the baby start kicking like that in your stomach, then what? Okay.
I'm used to
Wah,
it.
wah, 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 wah. Like, what the fuck?
Taylor, open up.
Do you want that? Do you want
I'm
that?
used to it.
Jesus Christ.
It's the crowd. You got to.
Yo, you know what
That's why I need to be in a suite, and I'll be fine.
No.
There's people in the suite too.
Yeah, they could bump into you. God forbid.
Why would?
And you have to get to the suite.
You gotta get to the
Yes.
suite.
It's a lot.
Sorry.
Taylor, Kendrick, and SZA are not going anywhere.
So I guess I have to pay for it.
No,
I
you
guess
don't have to
should
pay
just
for it.
not
You don't have to
go.
I'm
go.
going.
Why do you want to be around that many white people anyway?
I'm-
You gonna be around 40,000 white people? That's your dream weekend? That's how you want to spend the rest of your pregnancy? 7 months pregnant. Yo, can I just say, I just want to shout out everybody that watched the Sperm Olympics.
Oh, that's why I had
Okay,
right
there was a
here.
sperm race this weekend. Really? And yeah, they're doing this as like there's like a league where they actually race sperm competitively.
Man,
It's the world's first
you know
sperm
what?
race.
You know what? Deport everybody. We have jumped the fucking shark.
Yo,
Why?
Can I just say something?
Why?
I just want to say something
Yo,
real
I never
quick.
wanted something. I'm gonna tell you something. This weekend was the first time I really wanted to call ice on some bullshit. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't give us power.
No, I'm gonna tell you.
Don't
why.
give us power.
And I'm only gonna tell you what. We're at the airport.
Yep.
And we got the baby stroller, right? Because we
Yeah.
got a 3-year-old, so we can't go down the escalator. We got to go on it. No, we were at fucking Universal Studios.
How could
we
you?
were at
How could you
Universal fucking
confuse those
Studios.
two? This motherfucker don't pay attention to
No,
shit.
that's my life. My life is a blur. We were at Universal fucking Studios, and we were at the Harry Potter. We were getting on the train because if you ever been to Universal Studios,
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Harry Potter World is amazing.
exactly. So you can get on the actual train, the Hogwarts.
9 3/4, bro.
Yes. So we're on the train. We're getting off the train and we're about to get on the elevator to go down because we can't go down the escalator. We got the stroller. And this couple, not speaking no English, you know what I mean? Just cutting. I'm talking. This is the elevator door. We're right here. They just came running, both of them.
Can I guess?
And jumped on the.
Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I get what race?
Guess what race it is?
There are probably some muggles trying to sneak on the train.
I don't even know what that means.
You're not a Harry Potter fan, dude. You're not a real
I'm
one.
really not. My kids are. I've been to this shit like twice already.
I can't believe you let two Muglikins jump in front of you. I really can't.
Salute to all the Mexicans out there, though, the ones that don't cut in lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out the
Right.
Mexicans, bro. We
That's
love
right.
you.
I know one line that y'all ain't cutting into right now.
What's that one? Immigration.
I'm sorry, we are not mature enough to have these conversations, okay?
Taylor already left. Taylor already left.
Because you fucking fed her. You know you can't feed a pregnant woman. That shit comes right out.
I shouldn't have done that shit. I know.
What else we got,
You think
man?
she got poop? You think that's
What
what,
was
it
the
is?
Sperm Olympics? We didn't even see what it was.
So they raced the sperm, and then people are asking me that, when I'm going to join when the Special Olympics
Oh
come
my
around.
God. Yo, the Sperm Special Olympics is
So every
hilarious.
tweet, I go, because I tweet, I was like, who wants to smoke? And every response is like, yeah, when the Special Olympics come, we're going to roll in there
The
with you.
Sperm Special Olympics is hilarious. Jesus Christ.
I know. It is
Crippled
what it
cum.
is.
Crippled cum is crazy. Okay, what we got, Taylor gang? Give us something, man.
Taylor, what's going on?
What does that mean? Once you suck, I'm good.
Yo,
Why do you title shit like this?
I mean, she is phenomenal at titling. I'm not gonna lie. You are phenomenal.
Slippery shoes, peekaboo, I see you. Get it, Maury. Since when gay was gay?
This is amazing.
Once you suck, I'm good.
Go once you suck, I'm good.
Yeah, what is once you suck, I'm good?
Okay.
What is this? The Kanye's cousin's biopic?
No,
hold
wait.
on. What?
Is this what
this is
Cameron
crazy.
was saying
Oh,
about
Hollywood Unlocked. Cameron
Yeah.
responds to Kanye dissing him. I don't usually talk the N-words who's dick. Damn.
But that's not the once you suck, I'm good, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Let's hear it.
Well, I have to have a talk with him.
All right, so we not disowning him.
Nah, I'm not just yet. Not just yet.
All right,
I'm gonna fly to California tomorrow, man.
all right.
See where he's at, man. Cause we gotta talk, man. I don't like what I'm hearing.
All right, nah, that's all
You
good.
hear what he said about you?
Yeah, that's why I'm talking to you. Because I don't usually talk to niggas who suck dick. Once they suck dick, I don't go back. I don't go back and forth once you admit you suck dick. That's just me. That's what
Now
I'm trying.
that part ain't my son.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What are we doing? That's what I'm asking. 'Cause if you giving him a pass,
I
that's
can't give him no pass.
I'm not going back and forth.
I didn't mean all that, but
What's the
Talked about it
context?
last week.
They're talking about Kanye West.
Well, what did Kanye say about Cam?
I'm not sure what he said.
I
about
just
Cam.
like how Cam just came up with a good phrase, like, you're an admitted dick sucker. You know what I'm saying?
True, though.
It's fine. It's cool.
He's calling himself gay now.
Who is?
Kanye.
Oh,
He-
Kanye,
he
shut
crashed
up.
out
Kanye don't
to
know
the-
what he want to be. LGBTQIA plus don't even want him. Like, they don't even want him. Like, they don't want none of his letters. They don't want the K, the A, the N, the Y. They already got the Y. Don't they got the Y? They don't have the Y. They don't want none of the letters Kanye got.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't want the yays, none of that. Like, cut it out. I've never seen somebody this thirsty for attention ever in my motherfucking
bro.
life.
I'm telling you, it's bad. It's bad.
For what though? What is he even trying to accomplish? Somebody said to me every time, my cousin Tony, he always talks about Kanye must be promoting something. I don't think so. I just think he cannot stand not being the guy. And I do think that there is a part of him who is really upset at himself for how he crashed and burnt. I think he's upset that he fucked his own life up. I really believe that. There's no reason for him not to have his situation with Adidas still other than his own self-sabotage.
Yeah.
And y'all can say whatever y'all want. You're not going to sit here and make me believe that owning 15% of a company to where you were making $70+ million a year, by this time it would have been quadruple that.
I mean,
And you got people walking around with your shoes on your feet? You got people walking around with Yeezys? And every single time he did a deal with Adidas, he'd have just ended up getting more and more equity. Because they would have gave it to him because his numbers would have kept being through the roof.
Yeah.
He didn't Oprah the situation. Everybody needs to go read the story of Oprah and see how Oprah, every time it was a new contract, over and over and over, she just negotiated
up.
for more equity,
Leveled
more
up.
equity, more equity,
Leveled
more
up.
equity. Next thing you know, she got, her own thing. She's her own boss.
but she's disciplined.
She's disciplined.
Oprah's genius.
Yes.
Some people are genius, they don't have discipline. Some people are genius and they're disciplined. And those people who are genius and disciplined, they become billionaires, man.
Yeah, man. It's interesting when you think about Kanye, right? Because everybody, what'd you say? You don't think so?
Elon's not really disciplined.
I think
I don't believe that.
I think
don't
he's
believe that.
incredibly
I
disciplined.
believe he's incredibly disciplined. I agree. Yes.
The way he moves outside.
You know what's funny?
All the baby mamas and all that stuff.
Do you know? Yeah, I think it's on purpose. But like, you know who Charlie Munger is? That sounds like I'm setting Charlamagne up first time. It's not. He's Warren Buffett's like right hand man for like decades. You've heard of him, Chris? Charlie Munger said an interesting thing about Elon. He's like, Elon is prolific, but I will never bet against him, but I'll never bet on him. He goes, that guy has gone to the brink of collapse multiple times and found a way out. It's like all these companies he's started have gone to the brink of bankruptcy. Like they're right there and it's about to be done. And then he finds a way to pull himself out. He goes, and because of that, I am petrified of investing the billions of dollars that what is it, Berkshire Hathaway has. He goes, it just scares me. I just can't make that investment.
That makes all the sense in the world.
No,
though.
but it was an interesting take that I haven't. It was like, this is a thoughtful investor. This is not someone looking for clicks. And it was just from an old interview. And it was an interesting take about Elon, which is like, clearly he's prolific. Clearly he's brilliant. Like anybody who tries to discredit the brilliance is like, you're being intellectually dishonest. But as an investor, which is what Berkshire Hathaway is, them going, I can't take that risk because I see this guy is willing to go too close to broke. He's willing to fly too close to the sun. It's a very interesting take.
That makes all the sense.
Very
in the world.
interesting take.
Because I'm not going to bet against you, but I don't feel comfortable putting my money into what you're doing.
I love that he said that.
Even though you might win.
Exactly. But I love that he said, I'm not going to bet against you because he's not trying to discredit him.
Yeah.
He's just going, I have to make safe investments because I have a responsibility to all these people to put their savings into our fund.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's a genius.
You know who he just described, right?
But the discipline, like, to run your businesses that way, that doesn't show really discipline.
But you can't, when investment, here's the thing. I do believe that you can be a disciplined investor, but there's really nothing disciplined about investing. It's a gamble.
Well, I think
like all gambling is
no. The discipline I would say is like when you're investing money that Berkshire Hathaway is like you're investing money in operators and CEOs and existing businesses that you feel could be more profitable without
I feel like that's
anything.
safe.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if discipline is the word I would use for that.
All right. Fair. That's fair. But like, I think that what he's trying to say is I'm looking for more safe investments. So if I have to deploy $300 billion, whatever the fuck it is, and we make 5% on that, that's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Some people are trying to make 30% on every investment. And it's like, bro, that's gambling.
Yeah.
That's the gambling shit. I thought it was a very fair critique of Elon that I had never heard before.
And I would apply that to Kanye too.
I would say
not now.
Right.
I'd bet against him all day now. But back then, it's like, no, I'm not going to bet against him, but I'm not going to bet with him. If his crazy works, it works, but he's probably on his own. I was talking to somebody about the Adidas deal. This was a while ago. And, we were talking and it was like the Yeezy partnership with Adidas was fucked up because Ye did have ownership, right? He got a 15% royalty, but he owned the trademark and brand name and he licensed that to Adidas. So he owned the trademark and brand name 100%. Adidas owned the rights to product designs and of course production and distribution. But when they ended the partnership, the whole shit was dead because Adidas can't design and create like Kanye and nobody wants to buy the product they own because it didn't have the Yeezy name. So when you look at it, that was Kanye shit. The brand can't even exist without Kanye. So what you think would have happened over the years as the deal ran its course? You think they want him to go to someplace else? No, Kanye, okay, we give you 30% now, 40% now. By the time, but in no time, you already a 50%, 51% owner. Like, and you end up getting the capital enough, probably the way you can just now go out to Saudi or China or wherever and go straight to the manufacturer, but you got to build like everybody else does. Why do we not understand these people have all built their companies from the ground up? Like, they just do. Every single person that you can name, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Tim Cook, whoever it is, all of these people build their shit from the ground up. And it just hurts to see Kanye just reduce his shit to just being an admitted dick sucker. Why are you going to all that dick and not be in the Illuminati? Why are you complaining about the Illuminati if you suck dick?
That's a good point. That's a fucking point.
Like you already dick.
That's the reason why we're not joining. You've already done it. Wow.
You dick already.
Wow.
Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Like, you suck dick already.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally the whole thing about the Illuminati, right? You gotta give up your ass. You gotta be gay, all of this stuff. You already have tasted cock.
Join it.
What are you complaining about?
Join it.
You're in.
Yeah.
Then you did it already.
Yeah.
And you did it for fun.
Maybe they found that out and they're like, we don't want this.
It ain't the same. Like,
Ain't
you
the
tricked us.
same.
You was acting like you weren't a
You're like,
dick
ew,
sucker.
yucky.
Pretty good for a first timer. That's what you thought. That's what they thought. That's what they thought. Okay. What is Ayo? Good segue. What's Ayo, Taylor?
I just saw this.
Who's this? This must be old. This is Duke, Tennessee. It ain't March Madness
Yeah.
no more.
Yeah. This is
I just saw this on my timeline. So you saw this clip already?
I don't even know what this is. What
They're kissing.
kissing?
Yeah, but like we need to respond to that in the moment. We can't respond to that
I don't wanna
like
see
months
that
later.
now.
you
Yeah,
know?
give me something else, Taylor. I don't want to.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, boy.
What is slippery shoes?
Druski. Hold on.
Druski's amazing.
Yo, real quick before you do this video, I just want to point out because we had Gary on the pod and we played the infamous
Gary Owen?
Yeah, Gary Owen. We played the infamous clip from Brilliant Idiots back in the day. This is one of the most viral clips on the internet, right? When Charlamagne asks him how long he's been faithful and he chokes on the Dunkin'
His
Donuts.
body wouldn't let him
Wouldn't allow
lie.
That's
How
my
long
goal
you
for
married?
2019.
16 years.
How long you been faithful?
Don't laugh. You can't laugh. Laugh means intimidated. That came up in court, bro.
No, it didn't.
This is your fault. You ruined his marriage.
Looking back, goddamn, that was funny.
That was hilarious.
You had this crazy divorce. It's sad, but it's over now. Everything's fine.
That's funny.
Still watching this. No, it's the PTSD. It's like
silent. It's
real.
hilarious. He goes, they brought that up in court.
Damn.
So when he was going through the divorce as a way to show what a piece of shit he was, that was brought up in the case.
You can't prove
Yo,
that. Why that's come on.
son.
What kind of piece of evidence is that in court? He clearly was drinking something.
But imagine you're the judge and you got to watch that with a straight face.
You can't. And you know what? I'm gonna keep playing it until I break you. I know you want a motherfucking laugh. I'm like, you know what, Judge? Maybe you didn't understand the context.
Yeah, let's
I'm
just run that back one more
I'm
time.
gonna keep telling you this story until you fucking laugh. Maybe the judge did laugh. Did he say the judge didn't laugh?
No, I should have asked.
God damn. What is
I
this?
just shared that though, right?
Huh?
Say what?
I feel like I just saw that clip.
Yeah, I just posted it.
Slippery shoes. This when Druski fell?
Yeah.
Like, listen, man, Druski is that guy. Druski can make anything funny.
Come on, Druski.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Come on, Druski. Come on,
How did
Druski.
that happen?
It don't matter.
Come on, Druski.
It don't matter because like Druski doesn't need it in any way, shape, or form. But the fact that Druski is doing all of this amazing shit from sketches to shows like Could Have Been Love and Could Have Been Records, the fact that none of this is on TV,
He don't need it.
He don't, but all execs should be fired.
Yeah.
At what point do you not back the brink trucks up for Druski and say do whatever the fuck you want?
Look, yeah.
Amazon did it for Mr. Beast.
They did.
Like at what point do you just don't say, here, Druski, here's all the money, go create?
Yeah, you're right.
No,
It was
it's just
such a
common
no-brainer.
sense for any network.
Yo, if this was MTV 2 days, Druski would have a TV show
Oh
in a
my
heartbeat.
God. He'd have 10 of them.
I mean, like, it would be, yo, it would not even be a question.
He'd have
They were
10 of 'em.
working us, bro.
Man.
They were working us,
But it's
bro.
because Chris McCarthy was smart.
Shout out Chris McCarthy,
Paul
man.
Ritchie was
I
smart.
didn't know that Chris was the one greenlighting the Yellowstone shows.
Chris runs Paramount.
I saw some article saying that he moving networks or going to another job or some shit.
No, he runs Paramount.
I know, but I don't know. I saw some article saying that he built the whole Yellowstone franchise.
Whole
He crushed the
shit.
thing, and then
Yeah.
now he might be looking for another job or something. I don't know. Maybe
I
I'm
don't
fucking
know.
this up.
Maybe I haven't seen. I haven't seen.
So Chris
it.
McCarthy was the executive at MTV 2
Yeah.
when we were there.
He gave us all our
gave
deals.
us all our deals, our shows. It was incredible,
I
man.
never forget, Paul Ritchie and Candida came to the radio station one morning, and they was like, we got this network called MTV2. Of course, I was familiar because Envy was on there hosting, I think the show was called Sucker Free. It was a video show.
Sucker Free Sundays,
And
right?
they was like, yo, we want to give you a TV deal, which I didn't understand why, because I had a radio face. And I signed that TV deal for, I think, $50,000, maybe $55,000.
And that was to be on MTV2.
MTV2. I didn't even know what they were doing. They just wanted to sign me as a talent, and they signed me, and then they started putting me on Sucker Free, and then they was like, yo, we got this show that we doing called Guy Code, and we started doing Guy Code, and the rest is history.
History, man.
The rest is motherfucking history.
Shout out Candida, shout out Paul Ritchie, shout out Darren Byrne, man.
They would have, Ryan.
Oh, Ryan Ling, man. So Ryan Ling is the creator of the Code shows.
Yep.
So Guy Code, Girl Code, all the shows.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that was
They would have definitely, Druski would have definitely had a show on MTV. At the least.
I will say what they did great is they built talent and then they gave talent opportunities to shine through TV shows. And we were at the end of TV. So like that was the last run of TV. Think about that.
Yeah.
Like now everything's streaming. There's still TV shows, but that was the last.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that was the last like 5 years, maybe even call it like a decade of TV shows.
2010, 2015, yeah, you're right.
That you actually watched on TV. And it was appointment viewing to the point where like you knew the show was on because Twitter was the only app because Twitter would go crazy. And that was the only place people could talk about shit.
And they rated. Like, we had good ratings.
Oh, it was great.
And they motherfucking you know how you know it was a good show? Because there's episodes you can't even air now. Maybe now. They might bring them back now.
We can talk about that.
There was a bunch of woke. During that woke era, they literally took episodes off and edited episodes. We was wildin'.
Wow.
You got young Charlamagne, young Andrew, young Duval, Chris Stefano, John Gabris. Why?
Crazy.
And the show was called Guy Code. We just on there talking about man shit.
Oh, it was great.
We was doing songs like talking about our balls sticking to our legs.
Yeah, Stucky.
Stucky.
Shout out Stucky, man.
Stucky ain't fucking nothing. Like that, that was like random shit we would just say on different era, man. Different era. Then that spawned Girl Code, and it was so good. Girl Code gave you Aquafina and Nicole Byer and Carly Aquilino, Jesse May Peluso, Nessa. Who else was on Girl Code?
Man.
It was a great time, man.
Great time. What a time.
What a motherfucking time, man.
But now that is on YouTube. Like a lot of those shows will exist on YouTube, and Druski's a perfect example of it. It's like, all right, I'll just get a production company, I'll get sponsors for the show, and I'll just make my own TV show and put it out there on YouTube.
Yes.
And it probably has a way bigger effect, low key. Like if that show was on VH1 right now, I don't know if it's getting the ratings that it does when he does it on YouTube, and it's just all over the internet, people clipping it, posting things like.
Oh no, somebody like Druski will have success on streaming platforms and on film.
Yeah,
because he has an audience that comes to him.
Yep.
So the audience will go to stream and they'll go to film, and that's like his crowd is used to that. His crowd ain't turning on the fucking TV. His crowd don't even know what number VH1 is on the network.
That's the thing that's been hard to crack though, is getting people to films. So I think that like the film industry, from what I've heard talking to them, they don't really like as comedians, right? Like we might go out, we do these shows, we do arenas that, tens of thousands of people coming out. It's crazy. But there hasn't been a comedy to film success that's made the film industry go, oh yeah, we could just greenlight everything from comedians and then give them tons of money.
Because they're putting the wrong people in it. It should be, I mean this in all sincerity, everybody gonna say I'm biased, but it should be Andrew Schulz. It should be Druski. It should be Kai Cenat. It should be Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
It should be Theo Von. I guarantee you when Theo Von's movie comes out,
Theo, David Spade, and a bunch of other guys.
Guarantee they're gonna make a lot of money.
But you know what? They paid for that themselves.
As they should.
It's just an example of like the film industry is just not there yet. They're like, we don't know if
they're still retarded.
Maybe.
They are. They and by the way, they may not want to take the risk, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Let me be Theo Von
and then
take the risk on funding my own
100%,
shit.
100%.
Now we're gonna come out, make 40, 50 million at the box office, and then now y'all gonna be on our dick.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's really what it takes. It takes somebody doing it by themselves, and then it's this Coogler thing too. It's the same thing what happened with Jordan Peele. It's like Coogler did this deal. The movie is obviously a huge success.
161 million.
And then what's going to happen is that the creators that can, and I also want to point out something about this really specific, but like the creators that can do this are going to get those deals. People made a big deal about his specific deal, okay? They acted like it was the only time it's ever been done. And Coogler was in an interview and he goes, this is not the first time this thing has been done. But a big deal is being made about me, and then the interviewer asks, like, why do you think that is? He goes, I have my suspicions, I'll keep it myself. But I don't like the fact that the positioning was the movie studios don't know how they'll recover if deals like this are going on. It's like, no, they already were going on to white directors, and now you do it with the black guy, and then there's a big fucking deal about it.
But that's the answer to the question.
Yeah, but I just think
It's like the white guy who can dance, bro.
Wait, go on.
When the white guy can dance, you over exaggerate. Yay! Oh, yeah, basic ass Running Man, you did.
But the studios aren't happy. There are people that are part of the studios that were upset. They're like, we can't be giving deals out like this, and it's like you already are doing it.
I'm gonna be honest. I saw that narrative. Where did it come from?
You don't think that's real?
Where did it come from? Like, there was no names attached to it. It was just a thing that was out there. Studios are upset. What studios?
Because they're already doing it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you don't think Christopher Nolan has the same deal?
Of course he did. Christopher Nolan got it. If I'm not mistaken, James Cameron got it for one of the Terminators, I think it was.
I bet you if Adam Sandler wants a deal like that, he could get it. Like, there are certain people that can get these deals. It's
But you don't think it's the studios that are putting that message out? So they encourage all the other studios to stop giving deals out.
Can I answer that question?
Yeah.
If you're a studio, you don't say shit. Why would you tell somebody what deal you gave them? No studio would say that. No studio would tell people. They wouldn't plant that idea for other directors to ask. No studio would say that. Why would I tell you what I gave somebody else so another director can come and ask?
Yeah.
You know the only stupid motherfuckers who talk about what they get? Talent.
Yeah, that's true.
Why the fuck would a studio tell anybody what deal they did with somebody, especially when it was a great deal?
Studios don't even want to tell you your numbers.
No.
They reluctantly tell you your numbers because you use that against them on the next negotiation.
So then who do you think put that out? Because I saw that everywhere.
I think somebody just did that to fuck. I think somebody knew that the deal happened, and they just threw that shit out there to probably just stir up controversy, stir up conversation about the film.
It could have been like a fake convo. It could have been like just two execs talking at lunch going like, man, we can't give out these deals. How are we going to make any money? And it's not even a real conversation.
Yeah.
And then the game of telephone turns that into the head of Fox is saying.
Or somebody might have heard about the deal.
Right.
And said, my God, this will ruin Hollywood if people start to know about this. And then the people just ran with the story.
You know what's going to ruin Hollywood? Not making movies like this.
Yeah.
If you make movies like this, you can give it back to them in 25 years because if this is what the movies look like and people start going out to the theater again, you're going to make a lot more money.
A lot more money.
Hollywood is not in a position to be frugal when it comes to creators that can make films that people will pay money to go see in the theater.
It's been 2 weeks and this shit has made over $161 million at the box office worldwide. Original IP, original title, like a horror, rated R. It's perfect.
Yo, rated R. No, I haven't seen it yet.
Bro, it's
I'm going with my wife, but we have a date night.
Oh, yeah.
So we're working around the baby schedule a little bit, but like the rated R component is huge. When you go rated R, you significantly reduce the amount of people that can go see your movie. When you have a PG movie that kids want to go see, the parents got to take them.
Yes.
So every ticket is minimum 2 tickets. Oftentimes 3, because I don't want my wife to go see the new kid movie without me and the baby. You want to watch your kid watch the movie. So the PG movies, you're getting 3 tickets for one, essentially. Our movies, it's only adults. You know what I mean? It's hard to make money on rated R movies.
Very much so, but shit, when you look at Deadpool, Wolverine, even though it's hard to count that because it's such a huge
you can't
IP.
Even compare.
Yeah,
you can't even compare.
But Sinners, absolutely. I want to do a rated R movie. I want it to be rated retarded. Like I want it to be like I want to do something so ridiculous, starring all of us.
I got an idea. Special Olympic sperm race.
But it's that type of premise. We can do a whole movie based off that type of premise. Andrew Schulz wants to put his sperm in the Special Olympic sperm race. But what makes it funny
is we switch it with your sperm.
No. You put your sperm in the Special Olympic sperm race.
Yeah.
But the other people that are participating in the sperm
are actually So
yes, that's the comedy. That is the comedy right there. That's the comedy,
That is
bro.
the comedy.
That's the comedy.
That is
Build
the
off that premise. That's it. Okay?
Can someone build?
Build off that
Someone build
goddamn
off that.
premise.
Call
all
up
right?
Basil. Call up Basil right
where
now.
are the Mexican writers to build this? Okay?
They can't enter. You guys cannot enter the sperm race.
What else we got, Taylor? What else we got? Write it. Get to work. Write the script. What is the NBA tussle? What is this?
Some bullshit with Giannis and what's his face's dad.
Ryan Clark said that what's his name? What's is it Josh Haliburton or John Haliburton?
Neither.
It is John Haliburton. This is dad. Tyrese Haliburton's dad.
Tyrese Haliburton. Oh. Haliburton's dad.
Oh, I thought this was his dad.
Yeah, it is his dad. It is his dad. Sorry, I didn't know that that's who you. I thought you were talking about the
Father came onto the floor after the game and got him.
Ryan Clark said he should be banned from all games.
No, but get your ass off the court. Like, don't take the moment away from your son. That's the thing.
Don't take your moment away from your son. Kenny Smith had a bar last night. He said, what he said? He said, what he said? Watch the show, don't be the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I get the idea of being excited for your kid. Like, watching them play must be exhilarating. Like, it's probably the best thing in the world. I'm sure he's regretful. I imagine today he's looking
he apologized.
At this. Yeah, that was the right thing to do.
I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Y'all can say what y'all want. We got to start letting players get a freebie.
Yo.
Let the players get a freebie. If you run up on the court, that's like running in my house. The player can be able to stand his ground against the fan. Why do we keep acting like these people aren't human? Just because they have hundreds of millions of dollars?
After Malice in the Palace, the fans were very polite. Do you know what I mean? Like, they were very polite.
Now, in that case, them guys should have got in trouble. Well, no, not really.
If
because
you
they
swing
fucking
first,
they threw a fucking drink on Ron Artest.
That's assault.
Yes, that's
He
assault.
hit the wrong guy.
He did hit the wrong guy.
That's casualties of a dice game.
I watch the Malice in the Palace at least once a year.
Oh, it's great.
Because the way, because you don't
Watch that shit live. It was crazy.
Wait, you were at the game?
No, but I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was, on TV.
Because you don't realize, like when you meet these guys like Ron Artest and Steven Jackson, and you realize how tall they were, and then you think about how young and athletic they were back then. Just to imagine them big ass motherfuckers going into the stand and just laying people the fuck out. Steven Jackson was like he had a laser. It was like wham, and it was like whack-a-mole. People were just dropping. He was like just dropping folks. That shit was incredible to watch.
Incredible.
I played in a pickup game on Saturday mornings at that time. Real serious game in Brooklyn. Guys would get there 7 o'clock Saturday mornings, play immediately. Mm-hmm. People spent literally 2 hours recreating the sliding, people couldn't even play the game.
Yeah, Jermaine O'Neal punched him.
Yeah, they were just talking about that shit for the
But he lost his footing, though. That was God saving him, though.
Yeah, because
Jermaine
would have murdered that
up
guy.
and hit him. Oh,
he would have murdered
my God.
Guy. Yeah.
But that was great. I never watched the documentary. I wanted to watch the documentary. But yeah, I don't think that his father should be banned from the game. I just think that, and I understand the excitement, right? Like, they came back 7 points down, 40 seconds left.
The game winner.
The game winner. But just jump up and down in your seat. What do you get from taunting goddamn Giannis? Giannis don't even bother nobody.
Go out to dinner and then talk all that shit at dinner. That's what you got to do.
I wonder when they did this documentary, did they interview the people that they fucked up? I never saw the doc.
I mean, they had to. I want to talk to him.
Did the Pacers win the championship this year? I saw Reggie Miller on the All the Smoke podcast last week.
That was the real casualty of it.
Do you think they win that year?
That's a great team.
No.
What year was this? I forgot. Jordan was already out the league.
2003? I can't even remember.
Did they beat the Lakers in the finals? I don't know.
No.
Well, you got Artest as the premier perimeter defender of the era.
Yep.
And then you also got Stephen Jackson, who's
Jermaine
a great
O'Neal,
defender.
the all-star.
Steven
Jackson.
Yeah, sorry. Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller was still on that team.
He was very clutch. People forget about it. Extremely clutch player.
I don't know if anybody forgets about that. I got PTSD from
Knicks fans. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. They were really good. I don't know. I saw him apologize to Reggie Miller because he felt like that was Reggie Miller's last hurrah, and that was the year for them to win the championship. I don't know if they win though. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I believe everything happens for a reason. So I mean, it played out the way it played out. Did you watch the NFL draft?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. I didn't watch the draft. I don't even know how do people sit around for 5 rounds of a draft and just watch?
They did this year.
Shit, I didn't.
That shit had the second round had the highest ratings, I think they said, ever of a second round NFL draft.
Okay, so tell me what your take is with Shedeur's slide.
I think, and my take with Shedeur's slide is that I don't know if Shedeur was ever ranked as high as
He was popular.
we thought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because somebody pointed something out to me that I went to go look up myself, and they was like, if you go look at if you look at like a lot of the NFL scouts, and are a lot of people that's in that field, the only people who had him ranked so high was Mel Kiper and like maybe one other guy. Everybody else had him as a second round pick, you know, maybe high second round, mid second round. Like nobody had him, you know, number one, top five, like people were saying.
Gary Owen had an interesting take where he was like, there was really only 5 teams that wanted a quarterback.
Yeah, there was only 6 quarterbacks drafted. No, 7. I think maybe 6 or 7 quarterbacks drafted.
So there wasn't a lot of interest for quarterbacks. So if only 5 teams are looking for a quarterback, it's not like you have how many teams in the NFL?
32.
32? So
I
it's
think
not
it's 32. It's 32, right?
I don't know. But like it's not like you have 32 chances. You have 5 chances around. Right? So I guess you could look at it like that. I will say this. When we were in St. Bart's, we went to some party super late. You had already left. And it was like sunrise party, 5, 6 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And I saw Shedeur at that party. And I was like, you should not be at this party. Now, he looked sober. He looked completely sober. But still, I'm like, you're about to go into this final year. Like, I don't know if this is the place that you even want to be seen at.
I remember you told me that. And it was funny because back then, that was December, right?
Yeah, I'm not talking about a regular day party like when we saw the owner of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 6 in the morning. Everybody there is not Shedeur. I thought he was stone cold sober.
He's young. He living his life. It's the holidays.
Sure, but you're just like, I don't need to be at this event because I don't want somebody to tell TMZ I was at this event.
But that's when the OG's supposed to go to him and be like, yo, homie, I know you're enjoying yourself, but this ain't the type of party you should be.
You don't enjoy yourself yet. Enjoy yourself when you're in the league. You already got the contract.
And I remember us having that conversation, and we were discussing then would he be the number 1 pick? Because that's what everybody was saying. But when I think about it, I'm like, well, who was everybody? Where did we get that from? The same way you talk about with the Ryan Coogler story. Like, where did we get that from?
Yeah, that's
where
a good point. So sometimes narratives just pop up out of nowhere that aren't true, and then he slides, and then the emotional feeling is this like, I think some people are assuming that it was about like not understanding his confidence or thinking it was arrogance, and then like GMs not wanting to sign. And
it probably was though. He said himself that there was things he wish he would have done differently during the pre-draft process. He said that.
Like what? What was he saying?
I mean, he didn't go into detail, but Shedeur Sanders himself said there's things he wish he would have done different during the pre-draft process. Like he didn't work out at the combine. They said, he wasn't the best in some interviews. So I mean, like all of that matters, right?
Right. I mean, why not work out in the combine?
They said he didn't. What's the thing shit called the Senior Bowl? He didn't participate in that. Like,
I mean, you got to go do the things. It's not like they had a great season last year. Were they 10-11?
Oh no, they was 9-4. The Colorado Buffalo. They went to a bowl game and everything. They was 9-4. Went to a bowl game.
Is that right?
Yeah. The first year he was there, they didn't have a good season. They were like 4-7. Last year they were 9. No, they were 4-9 maybe the first year. I know last year they won 9 games. They went to a bowl game last year. But listen, I look at somebody like Will Howard, right? You know who Will Howard is, right?
No.
Will Howard was the quarterback for the national champion Ohio State Buckeyes.
Okay.
He was the MVP of the Cotton Bowl. He had a pretty good year last year. What was Will? Let me pull up Will's stats. Let me pull up Will Howard's stats real quick. What's Will's stats? Let's see. Will Howard stats. Let's see what Will Howard's stats was.
Yeah, 9-4.
You said what?
They were 9-4.
Yeah, the Buffalo was 9-4 last year.
The year before they were 4-8.
4-8. There you go. Hold on, let me pull it up. Will Howard. Oh, here it go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Will Howard won the national championship last year. They played 16 games. He had 4,010 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, a completion percentage of 73%, rushing touchdowns 226, rushing yards 226, rushing touchdowns 7. Led the Buckeyes to a 14-2 record. Secured victories in the college football playoff, including a win over Notre Dame in the national championship game. His performance earned him the offensive MVP title for the championship game. He went in the 6th round.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
So you're saying we're conflating fame with skill?
I think that we do that often. You know what Shedeur reminded me of? It reminded me of watching the Oscars. And you know how you watch the Oscars and it's that one movie you saw? It's the one movie you know. So you think that movie should win.
And then it loses to a movie you haven't even seen.
You haven't even seen, haven't heard nobody talk about, but you say it's a travesty. This people got robbed. I don't know. I didn't watch the other fucking movies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's another theory floating around that true insiders didn't have him rated that high at all, but that Dion, because he's worked with so many people in the media over different platforms over his career and has a lot of friendships and kind of asked them to create the hype machine.
That's what they said he did with Mel Kiper.
But it backfired. They created too much hype and there was too much of a distance between the actual evaluation.
Well, I wonder, and I mean, like, you know, hindsight is 20/20. I just wonder if he did the politics, meaning that he did the Senior Bowls and he participated in the combine,
prove yourself,
workouts, and.
But you don't think Dion? I mean, I'm just saying, if I were a coach or a GM, and I'm in a shaky situation already, do you want to bring in a personality like that into the mix who?
But I don't think it's his fault. I don't think it's Shedeur's fault.
I actually don't see Shedeur as Dion-esque at all.
No, I don't mean Shedeur. I mean Dion. It's a package deal.
Sure. I guess what I'm saying is like Dion is incredibly. He's like this infectious personality. He has so much attention around him. There's so much gravity. I see Shedeur, whenever I see him talk, is a little bit like not timid. He's confident, but
confident but reserved.
He's reserved, and I think there's part of him that like you connect him with his father and assume he is his father. But when you see him talk, he's not like that at all.
He's not prime time. He's more late night. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, if you're the GM of the Giants, right?
Now, Shiloh.
I was going to say
prime time.
Exactly.
Okay.
I would say his personality is more similar to Dion.
Shiloh
I think Shedeur
time.
is more reserved. So any GM that is hesitating because they're worried about like having a Dion-esque personality, I think that you're not.
No, I'm saying
Chris is saying you get Dion also.
actual personality.
Yeah, I don't think the confident. Here's the thing. I don't think the confident thing is what probably scared GMs. It's when Dion said, I'm going to control where my son goes. We're not just going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Where do you predict Shedeur and Travis going in the draft?
Top 4.
Ooh, that's pretty beautiful.
Anywhere from 1 through 4. One of them is going to be 1.
That's what I'm talking about.
One of them is going to be
Speak it
1.
into existence.
And the latter one would not go behind 4. Now, all this is subjective because I know where I want them to go. And let's not forget Charlotte, okay? But I know where I want them to go. So there's certain cities that ain't gonna happen.
Okay, you on point.
It's gonna be it's gonna be an Eli.
When he did that, you know what I mean? And now everybody tried to compare it to the Archie Manning, but yo, Eli Manning was a #1 pick in the draft, y'all. Like,
Archie or Eli? Arch.
Well, Archie said that.
Yeah,
Archie was like, we're not going to just play for anybody.
Oh, yeah. And
John Elway's father did that back in the day.
But that was John. Where did John Elway go in the draft?
I think what
He
you're
was #1, right? That's
what you're
I'm saying.
basically saying is that like the draft expectations of Elway or Eli Manning were very different than the draft expectations
without
of Shedeur.
dispute, overwhelming.
Without dispute.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when you hear Dion say that, you got to be like, I'm not.
I think there's another argument here to be made, and I think Dion was representing his kids. It was actually funny because Shiloh at a certain point in time is like, I think apparently he goes, our dad was our agent, but that hasn't really worked out well, so I got to get an agent.
Drew Rosenhaus.
But I do think what will happen is when you have an agent, the agent will be interfacing with these teams, and then they'll tell you the real. They'll go, listen, there is not a lot of interest. You should go to the combine and you should prove some of these people wrong. Because right now, I spoke to the 6 teams that are looking for a quarterback, and none of them see you in their first 3 or 4 round picks. So we got to go to the combine and we got to blow these other motherfuckers out. And if you're not getting that direct information for whatever reason, maybe these teams feel uncomfortable telling it to Dion. Who knows? Maybe they don't have those relationships. When you just talk to an agent, you tell the agent straight up. You go, yeah, we don't think he got it. He got to prove it to us.
Yeah.
So this is a situation where maybe having an agent could have been better.
Yeah, I like when Shiloh said to Shedeur, Shiloh said, man, If they doing you like this, man,
imagine what they
I
gonna
know
do.
they about to do me dirty.
Part of was I don't understand. Because you gotta understand. See, bro, I don't even know what they gonna do with me, bro, because they doing you like this. If they doing him, making him wait, oh, buddy, me? Oh, hey, you good, bro. You good, bro.
Charla got signed. He signed in the Bucks though.
Yeah.
Undrafted free agent. Undrafted free agent. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think.
I thought he handled it really well.
Yo, that's what I love. Yo, man, Shedeur Sanders has more emotional intelligence than 99% of the
Beautifully
people
handled.
even commentating on this
Beautifully
situation.
handled, bro.
Shedeur didn't jump to no collusion conspiracy.
Nothing.
Shedeur didn't jump to racism. All Shedeur kept saying was, this is part of God's plan.
Give me opportunity.
Whatever
and
God
I'll
got
show you.
planned, this is how it's supposed to go down.
And if I'm
Thank you, God.
And if I'm a GM and I see that a guy like that ends up having talent, but knowing his confidence level to handle a situation like this, the whole world is watching, waiting to see when he's going to go. It doesn't go his way, and he still maintains his confidence and is a true gentleman throughout. I'm going, man, I hope that skill matches up because I could build around a character like that.
Exactly, and that's why I don't believe nothing they said about Shedeur's character, because I don't judge people, I don't judge their character based on how they're doing when they're winning. I judge their character based on when they're facing adversity, right? So for him to slide all the way down for 5 rounds, and then for him to be so young and to be so much on social media, he was screaming damn near the whole time. Never said nothing fucked up, never said nothing fucked up. Even when he got prank called.
Yeah.
Even when he got prank called, he didn't jump out the window. The guy was like, he called him back to apologize. What was the dude's name that prank called him? I can't remember. He called
some coach's kid or assistant coach.
The coach got fined today too, $250,000 because of his fucking stupid ass son. Whoa, I'm taking off my fucking belt and beating your ass now. What the fuck is wrong with you, Fred? Like he got fined $250,000 for that shit. So whatever the guy's name is, he called and he apologized to Shedeur, and Shedeur accepted the apology. It was all good. He showed me what type of character he has this weekend.
Huge.
By being by things not going his way, and he's like, yo, whatever God got planned is what's up. People don't do that enough. No. Everybody want to thank God and give glory to God when things are good. No, whenever you are in a situation that you don't want to be in, whenever things are not going your way, that's when you're supposed to say, you know what, God, thank you. I look forward to seeing what you are teaching me in this moment.
It's the power of faith.
That's what I saw Shedeur doing this weekend. I was like, that young man has a lot of emotional intelligence. I said that to somebody a couple of days ago, and they was like, well, if he had so much emotional intelligence, why did he act like that in interviews? I don't know how he acted in interviews. I wasn't fucking there.
Yeah, I didn't see him in any of the interviews. Also, how many teams did he even interview for?
I have no idea. I just heard the Giants. And I'd blow that one too. Okay? I would fucking blow that one if I was Shedeur too. Why the fuck would I want to play for the New York goddamn Giants? Okay? Why would I want to come to New York, pay all the motherfucking taxes? I'm in Texas where I don't got no state tax. Now I gotta come here and have them motherfucking diddy me?
Bad boy. God damn. Don't put that on the Giants, bro.
I know.
What?
Did he?
What?
What did he got to do with the Giants?
I don't know. I was just trying to make an up the ass joke. But I mean, I don't know if Diddy. I don't even want to put that on Diddy. I don't know if Diddy goes up the ass. What? I don't know.
Taylor, what else we got?
I don't know.
Taylor, what else we got? We doing an ad?
Don't know.
Do this ad. I got to pee.
We don't know. Let's pay some bills, y'all. Salute to Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to turn your sports knowledge into cash. With millions of members, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Turn your playoff hot takes into tickets to basketball's championship series. Starting with the play-in round, every lineup you make on Prize Picks will enter you in the Take 2 Tickets sweepstakes, which could get you and a +1 a VIP trip to the ship, all right? Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Each Tuesday, Prize Picks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineups, okay? Now, I want you to think about LeBron James. Will he get more than 24 points, okay? Giannis, he's already gone. You don't got to worry about him getting more than 35 points. But you can cook up any type of hot takes you want. Like right now, I would be saying, yo, are the Lakers able to come back from a 3-run deficit? The answer to that will be hell no. But you can cook up your own hot takes with your friends and win real money this basketball season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks, okay? Download the app today and use code IDIOTS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code IDIOTS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Let's take a break for a second, man. We need to talk about the chew. It's spring. It's sundress season. You know, some of y'all are going, oh, maybe I don't need a little added bonus. The girls are all shaved up, waxed down, looking immaculate. But you still want to deliver the best that you possibly can. How are you going to do that? You're going to get the PEDs, okay? You're going to do the thing that every athlete in the last 100 years has done, okay? You get on the juice. Same active ingredients inside Viagra, Cialis, but this is the chew. This is the one that we rock with, the one that you're going to rock with, okay? Hardest dick you've ever delivered in your life. Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Use the promo code IDIOTS. You get your first month free. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping to deliver the best dick of your life. You are welcome. Now let's get back to the show.
Church announcements. What we got, Schultzy?
Shit, I got nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying
what
to think.
You mean the Life is on Netflix? Stop acting. Yo, stop it. Cut it out.
My bad. Let's do it again.
Yeah, the Life is on Netflix right now.
Or you want to just ask me again.
Church announcements. What we got, Hezzy?
Yo, Life is on Netflix, man. Thank you guys so much for watching it. Thank you so much for sharing it. Thank you so much for posting about it. I appreciate y'all, man. So go watch that. If you haven't seen it, go watch it again. Or no, if you have seen it, watch it again. If you haven't, go watch it for the first time, man. Share with your friends, your family. And I really appreciate the huge success that it has become because you guys all shared it. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to tell you 3 books, man. The paperback version of my latest book, Get Honest or Die Lying, Why Small Talk Sucks, is available everywhere you buy books now. Mandy and Wheezy, No Holds Barred. That title will be out on June 24th, 2025. You can go pre-order that right now wherever you buy books. It is a dual manifesto of sexual exploration and power. And Don Staley, Uncommon Favor, will be out on May 20th, okay? We are in the month of May right now, so we are a few weeks away from Don Staley's book being released in bookstores. And you asked me, Chris, you said, is Don going on tour? Don has fit some things into her busy schedule, but she will be...
Yeah, Nicole sent it to me. I got it right here.
Yes, he'll be at Barnes & Noble, 5th Avenue on Thursday, May 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern. She'll be at Barnes & Noble, 5th Avenue, Thursday, May 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern. Then she'll be in her hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on Friday, May 23rd at the Elon Tabernacle with Uncle Bobby's Coffee and Books and Conversation with Jess Sims at 7 p.m. And then on Thursday, May 29th, she will be in Columbia, South Carolina at the R2I2 Conference Center. Okay, so you can go to, I don't know what the website is. What is the website? I don't know what the website is. I can't even know how to pronounce that. bit.ly/uncommon favor. But yeah, she is going on tour. Decisions, they're going on a 21 city tour.
Whoa.
Yes. Listen, man, you gotta go out there and promote these books. These books ain't gonna sell themselves.
That's true.
People gotta know you have a book out, and they'll support it. So they going out there to touch their people. Dawn touching her people. So salute to everybody. All of those books will be available via Black Privilege, Simon & Schuster Publishing. Let's talk tariffs, man.
What you thinking?
Schulz?
What you thinking?
Well, I was reading this great article that talks about the tariff to recession timeline.
Okay.
And on April 2nd, tariffs were announced. Container ship departures from China to the U.S. slowed down. Mm-hmm. Early to mid-May, they say container ships to U.S. ports will come to a stop. Mid to late May, trucking demand comes to a halt, leading to empty shelves and lower sales for companies. Late May to early June, layoffs in trucking and retail industries. Summer 2025 will be a recession. Now, I listen to the economists, right? But who I listen to is the people. And all week long, especially this week in particular, truck drivers and people who work at the ports have been calling Breakfast Club, just warning us of the inevitable. And, you know, I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. There's a port in Charleston that got one cargo ship that will be arriving on May 10th. And then the ports are shutting down. Charleston gets from China 200,000 to 500,000 containers each month. There are major port of goods from China that come into the U.S. So what I would tell brilliant idiot listeners is start stocking up.
I thought about that.
Start stocking up.
Stocking up on what?
I guess whatever it is you're not going to be able to get. Like, you know, they say by the summertime you're going to see empty shelves.
But like what specifically? Are we talking about deodorant? Are we talking about diapers?
Please,
like,
deodorant, especially during the summer.
Like I go.
For my studio, for example, I bought extra equipment because I know electronics is going to go.
But what about regular everyday people? That's a great question.
Yeah,
Schulz
it's like,
is asking.
Is it granola? Is it cereal? Or is that manufactured here? Is it diapers? Is it toothpaste? Like, what are the things that we should get ahead of if we can now that are going to be, because it's, okay, so this is the confusing thing about the tariffs. Are the tariffs stopping goods from coming here, or are they stopping people from buying the goods once they're here? This rhetoric seems like they're stopping goods from even coming here. So, so maybe stores are going, I can't afford to buy that or to sell it at that price. Therefore, I'm not going to buy it. Therefore, there won't be any.
The stuff that will come over here, once it's gone for a few months.
So there's minimal stuff. So it seems like there's going to be less consumption on behalf of the major corporations.
It says the impact will be felt most acutely in the coming weeks and months with lower cost footwear, apparel, toys, electronics being particularly hard to find. Perishable items like apple juice and fish may also be scarce due to limited shelf life.
So what was it? Apparel,
low cost footwear, toys, electronics, seafood, apple juice. It just says perishable items, period. See, that's going to be tough because these are a lot of back to school stuff. This is a lot of back to school stuff in the middle of the summer.
I'm most concerned about like people and their kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you need specific things for your kids. You need diapers, right?
They said the price of baby strollers doubled.
So, but a stroller is something that you buy once, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there's a couple, whatever. But like, what are the things that moms and dads are buying every single week for their kids? So are there certain foods that are going to skyrocket that you should store? Is it like baby formula? Like
perishable items for sure.
So what, like a list of these things would be really helpful, I think, for the listeners. And for me, like let's get ahead of it. If it's diapers, all right, let me buy 5 boxes of diapers right now.
Yeah.
Get us through the summer.
Interestingly, I think Amazon was going to put it essentially.
You saw that.
The tariff tax on the website to show you how much.
Then Trump
said,
no, you don't.
Daddy called.
Because what they were going to do is go, here's our price, and then here's the added tax because of tariffs.
I'm going to tell you why I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that because you're going to have a lot of companies who are going to jack their prices up just because they can. Price gouging is a real motherfucking thing. So if you have, if on Amazon it says this is because of tariffs, if you see somebody jacking their price up and they don't have this is because of tariffs, that's just them price gouging.
I can't prove it. I feel instinctively that's been going on for the last 15 years.
It has.
Like, if I'm paying $5 for a coffee, a croissant still costs the same amount.
Son, let me tell you something about that. You're speaking so much truth. There was a time when we were growing up, and I'm not trying to be like an old head here, but like a regular, what we call drip coffee, just a cup of coffee, was like $1, $1.50.
$1.25.
$1.20. And then Starbucks introduces the espresso-based drinks. And we're convinced that by doing an espresso-based drink, that it's more expensive. So we start spending like $4 for an espresso-based drink. Then all of a sudden, the drip coffee that is not an espresso-based drink, that is just a batch made with grounds coffee beverage, started costing just as much as the espresso-based drink. That right there is this price gouging you're talking about. You get us comfortable spending $4 for a cup of coffee, and then all of a sudden you raise the price of the cheap coffee to the same.
And cookies and croissants and muffins and everything associated with. So now the experience of going and getting a cup of coffee and a snack.
You know what though? I don't even think that's price gouging. I think that is they know y'all got an addiction. When a motherfucker has an addiction, you can charge them whatever. Like y'all are addicted to caffeine. So it's like
not caffeine, it's also the experience.
Yes.
But same thing. Once they got you in the store, they know what you're going there for.
They know that we start our morning with a cup of coffee.
It's a habit.
We like one in the afternoon.
That's right.
But there's something specific about, like, this is the annoying thing about that Amazon tariff thing, right? Is that they're going, hey, things are more expensive because of these tariffs, so we're going to show this tariff price so you don't think it's us. Okay. Well, you never posted like the cost of making the good for you and then what you charge.
No, that's that. Now you're talking. Now.
Because
they're not going to tell you that it costs $3 to make in China.
Exactly. So it's like, that's why on some level I get the Trump administration be like, nah, don't do this fuck shit. You were making this, you were charging 300% more for this item, and now that they're the tariffs, you want to blame it on us? You guys were gouging like a motherfucker before. Stop using this as an excuse.
It's not that Amazon was gouging. It's just that these corporations here in America are gouging. You go to these other countries, you get shit made for $2, $3, and come over here and sell it to us for $100.
They did that with the bags. Remember when China came out, the beginning of the tariffs, where all these luxury goods, right? Where they told us that they were hand sewn inside, mom and pop factories in France, and then China was like, no, they're sewn by machines over here in China, and then we're sending them around.
Yeah.
You're just charging $5,000 for a fucking bag.
The Balenciagas, the Chanels, the Stumpties.
No.
Damn, son. Damn.
You're really bad, bro. You're really bad. Yo, you're really bad.
He was so excited.
And he called a friend and was like, yo, how do I do?
You know what's so crazy? Motherfuckers be texting me all week like, yo, man, here, man, take this. No. Like, yo, some of y'all, I'm not, and some of them don't even be that type. Like, look, there's a whole thread on Reddit that you need to look at. They got a bunch of jokes. Like, they are fed up. Can he just get them one fucking time? There's this one dude that be on Instagram, he just be like, yo, Charlamagne, just too curious, bro. He says that shit under every video.
It's Charlamagne's greatest
He's
trait.
like, Charlamagne is just too curious. Here's the thing, man. All I'm telling you is going to be a cold summer. That's it. Listen, I ain't here to talk about politics, Democrats, Republicans. We're all American at the end of the day, and we are responsible for the decisions and the choices that the leaders of the country make. So everybody is going to be impacted by this. So figure it out.
Well, that's what we got to get ahead of right now. Just like, what are the things that are actually going to cost a little more, and how can we scoop up? I don't want to say scoop them up now, because then it actually punishes the people who don't have a little extra money in their pockets, when it hurts. So that actually would disadvantage them even more. Yeah. If we have the money to buy 5 months worth of diapers and we go do it, now they don't get diapers even earlier.
I don't know. I was thinking about this really deeply last night. My daughter committed to a college last night, which
hey!
Very excited about.
Go! What school is she going?
I don't want to say. It's a fine school.
Can we bleep it and you just tell us so we know?
Is it a lot of money? Give us the price tag. That's what you give us.
88.
God damn.
Can I say NYU?
Just say
we'll bleep. Wow.
Nice school,
yeah.
beautiful campus.
And she got a scholarship?
No, she didn't. She got scholarships at all these great schools, but she fell in love with, and I was like, I want you to go where you
feel comfortable at.
Happy.
That is important.
I was like, when you opened the acceptance letter, what were you the most excited about?
Yeah.
And she said, that place. And I was like, then I got to forget about the money. This is, we're going to do it. We did it. And then she left the room. I was like, oh my God.
Shit, we got to write another book, Chris.
I got a fucking problem on my hands. And I was like, where can I save money? Where can I make up the difference? And I was literally thinking about, I don't know, man, I'd probably spend $100 on coffee. Maybe not $100 a week, but like,
yo, that's not a crazy statistic, isn't that?
Right.
You might spend $100. You have 3 coffees a day.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not even the coffee in New York. I mean, how much do I spend eating out?
Yeah.
At restaurants.
You're right.
We talk about the getting used to normalizing prices. I can remember a time you went out with somebody, had dinner,
$20.
a couple drinks. No, a couple. I'm talking like a nice.
If you're drinking as well, yeah.
$100 was like the limit.
Yes.
$100 was like, this was a fancy. You could drop 2, 3. Forget about 4 people.
If you're drinking now,
yeah,
you go to places, drinks are $15.
minimum.
You have a glass of wine, it could be 20-something fucking dollars.
Easy.
And if you have 3 glasses of wine, like
That's why it's better to be at the house. You know what I'm also learning about all of this shit? It's not that I'm learning. It's just reinforcing what we already knew. Every other issue is really some bullshit. I don't give a fuck what party you represent. It always boils down to the economy. It's always about that money. Cash rules everything around me. Dollar bill, fucking y'all. This country, I am convinced, would absolutely positively accept dictatorship if we had money in our pocket. like money is the issue that's making everybody, Democrats, Republicans in these town halls, they're the ones, the money is what's making people be like, yo, what the fuck? People losing their jobs, fucking gas prices going up, fucking, the Mega Million costs $5 now.
That's a lot of money.
The Mega Millions used to be $1. Then
Played it twice this week.
Huh?
Played it twice this week already.
How many tickets did you buy?
I bought one for the 70 million, and I try to be like humble. I go for the $1,000 a day cash thing, thinking I have a better angle with that.
Why do you keep playing
Let me tell you something, because it's a habit. I've been doing it since it came to South Carolina back in the early 2000s. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Powerball. Tuesday, Thursday, Mega Millions.
You play it every single week?
Yes, and listen, I used to spend $20. I get 5 Powerball,
You do the
5
app
Mega
or you
Millions.
buy them in person?
I go in person.
Oh, I use that.
I used to get 5 Powerball, 5 Mega Million. I went in there last week. I'm like, let me get 5 Powerball, 5 Mega Million. They was like $35. I was like, $35? I was like, I ain't do no double play or nothing. They was like, oh, the Mega Millions went up to $5. What?
You think you have a better chance doing it in person than the app?
So hilarious.
I never see any winners. The big winners are never like from this
the
app.
most
It's
I won is
always
$100.
like a gas station.
The most I won is $100.
Right.
Yeah.
I always win $2, $4, $100, and I'm the type of person, I'm appreciative of the little things, because if you're happy, if you're grateful for the little things, then you get blessed with the bigger things. So boom. I know probably one day I'm going to hit that fucking jackpot, but I have not. What?
What's wrong?
You don't need to keep playing it.
Why not? It's a free country.
Save it for, if like I'm saying, if you were to win.
If I was to win, then God had it meant for me to win. Yes, it is. What are you talking about?
I'm saying, you don't need to. Like, save it for someone that really do need it.
They don't got the luck I got. What you want me to do? I'm supposed to just sit back and not use all of these blessings? I'm overcoming so many other life odds. So I see the odds for the Mega Millions, it's like 1 in 400 billion. I'm like, I got that. I'm supposed to just not participate? You know what I mean? Hell no.
You already are one of the eyes that made it out of South Carolina, so.
Yes, and you know what? I have no problem paying. But
If you won that, how much would you give away?
Oh, a lot.
Okay.
I mean, that's just what I like to do. I never understood philanthropy till I actually started making real money. I actually enjoy it. I literally, and it's not for tax purposes or anything else. It's like, how can I make this person's life better? You know, having, you know, my Ford Family Endowment Scholarship at South Carolina State, or, you know, being able to donate to the food bank, or being in, you know, Charleston, South Carolina, and my guy, former Med Tech, tells me, hey, man, you know, you can feed people in Charleston breakfast for a whole year if you donate this amount of money. Like, that stuff is like, really? Like, yes, why wouldn't you use what you have to make somebody else's, you know, life better? So I never really understood philanthropy until I started making money. But I do tell you this, I always watched my dad and my mom and my grandma, even though they didn't have a lot, they would give what they did have. And honestly, that's what I think is going to happen this summer. I think that we're going to get to the point in this country where literally you might need to go to your neighbor's house for a cup of sugar. I'm dead ass serious. Like, I'm serious. You laughing. You might not have no diapers, Taylor, not because you can't afford them. They just might not be none. And that neighbor next door just so happens to have a bunch of leftover diapers. Yo, Taylor, take these. Like, literally, we're going to need each other in that way. And it ain't going to be a race thing. It ain't going to be a gender thing. It ain't even going to just be a class thing. It's just going to be like, you might be rich and might not have. Just because it's just not available for you to have it. That's it. Simple as that. So I've always, I would give away a lot of it. I'm sure I would. But the fucking Mega Millions is $5. I can't even afford.
I am shocked.
Can you imagine not even being able to afford the hope?
That's what Carter said today.
I can't even afford to wish. I can't afford to fucking dream. The Mega Millions and Powerball says, hey, you never know. I can't even afford to never know. Like, just think about that shit for a minute, man.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what,
right.
yo, you understand as Americans, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just little things that give us hope. We don't
Yeah.
need much. Like,
Yeah.
shit can be fucked up. If there's a little small glimmer of hope, that's all
all we
about it is.
need. Yeah.
Pick 3, go play another. Why do you think people do that shit? It just gives them a little bit of hope. I can't even afford the hope. Now, I didn't even play the Mega Millions yesterday.
You said no.
I'm like, I can't do it. That shit is $5, yo.
That was your time.
I'm taking
That
the knee,
was
bro.
your time, yo. I guarantee God was testing you. And I guarantee God was like, this motherfucker's too cheap to be this rich.
If it was my time, I'd have went and played it.
It was.
I don't feel like nothing misses you that's supposed to be yours.
Yeah, that's what God thought too. He gave you a little obstacle. You're like, I don't want to climb over it.
$5?
Yeah.
By the way, it only takes one. So I do have a new little
theory.
What I'm gonna do is instead of buying 5, I'm gonna stick to my number, which is $20. I'm gonna buy my 5 Powerball.
So you buy
for 10,
within the $20.
and I'm gonna buy 2 Mega Millions. And that's God's number. So
7.
That's 7.
Yeah, because on the 7th day.
On the 7th day. So when I hit, because all you need is one. It's really one.
Yeah, it's one.
That's all. So Taylor, you talking all of that crazy talk, but all you need is one. So if you got $1, if it's your time, you walk in there and get it. Willy Wonka was the poor. Little Charlie was so fucking. Little Charlie was so fucking poor. Do you know how poor Charlie's family was, yo? They was all sleeping in the same bed, eating cabbage
bed.
soup. Okay,
Crazy.
living in a fucking shack on the outskirts of town. One chocolate bar, one little quarter or whatever the fuck it was, changed his whole life. When it's your time, it's your time. Okay? You don't think so? When it's your time, it's your
Do you
time.
play the same numbers?
Nah, I used to, but I just do the quick picks.
Oh, you got to play the same number.
Nah, I used to.
Why?
Because then if you play the same number, eventually that number will hit.
I thought
But
that.
if you change your numbers, the number that you picked Monday, that shit could have hit. I mean, you played Tuesday, it could have hit on Monday.
I always thought about that in regards to algorithms. I always thought that if you go in there and like you play the same number, like then that means all those numbers go in the system, and then so those numbers rotate, and then eventually somebody hits that. I did always think that, but I don't know. Maybe.
Gotta play the same number.
So what you think, man?
Man, once I thought I won the lottery. In the Daily News, they used to give you these little scratch-offs, and they would print the numbers in the Daily News, I'm pretty sure, and then you'd scratch a thing off, and if those numbers or letters were present, then you won $100,000. And I chose a newspaper that was a week old, and I scratched it, and the numbers were there. And it was $100,000. And man, my family found out who I cared about.
You shitting on everybody before you
I
cashed in?
didn't shit.
Oh,
I didn't shit. You
oh.
know what I mean? I was like, yo, I'll give my parents some money. My brother was like, what do I get? And I was like, you didn't scratch it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You heard it was like, you shitted on everybody before you got the money?
What you
That
mean?
means you gonna do that
What
shit,
you
yeah?
mean? What you mean?
You guilty.
You can't wait. You can't wait.
Never.
But then it was exhilarating. For that hour before I realized it, my dad let me think that shit too. He just let me walk around the house with this lottery ticket like I'm the richest guy in the world, knowing full well it was a week-old newspaper.
Did you
So
see
how
that?
they tell you?
I found out. I said, oh fuck, we're not rich.
Did you see the scandal with McDonald's and the Monopoly thing?
No, what
There
happened?
was a whole thing about it, right? There was like a documentary about
Yeah, a
it.
guy who worked at the factory where they were made, he would just take all the winning things and give it to his friends.
But I thought that the scandal was they never printed the Broadway one, or they never printed Park Place. Like you always got 2 out of the 3, but the third one you could never get it.
Yeah, but no, he was just there. They were making winning tickets. He would just collect them first. He was in the factory when they're making them. So he just had this. He did it for, I think, 10, 15 years.
I mean, that shit was incredible. Peeling that shit open, getting free fries. It was
Legend.
So fast food is crazy. I went to get a late night snack. Like a meal is $15 now.
No.
Yeah.
A meal of McDonald's.
It's like $15.
So a Happy Meal.
Which one? What you get?
Nah, I got the flurry, but I was just looking at the shit.
One McFlurry was $15?
No. A meal is 15, but I went to get a McFlurry. I think the McFlurry was like 7.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So what do we think,
Fast
man?
food is crazy.
Are we? What do we think? What's our thoughts?
That is crazy. Tea is crazy. What do you mean? What's our thoughts?
Just what's our thoughts? What's our thoughts on everything that's going on right now?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Trump? No.
I don't even want to. Can you not make it about Trump? Let me think.
Make it about him. That's fine.
Okay, what's your? I don't want it to make it about it. What's your thoughts on the state of America right now?
I think right now there's a lot of economic anxiety because nobody really knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going to happen, and I think that the administration would probably say like that's the way that we have leverage with all the other countries in the world to change their trade policies or whatever. But the cost of that leverage is 350 million Americans feeling very insecure. And I'm in a very privileged position, right? Like I got a few bucks and I'm still feeling it. I'm still going, okay, I got a baby, I got a daughter, I got a mortgage, I got I got a wife.
You can go from 1% to middle class real quick.
So it's like
wait till college.
So it's exactly no, but you can start to think about that shit, right? So it's like I think that emotional, the tax that we're dealing with emotionally right now, that insecurity, like you hear about your friend getting fired. And you hear about people struggling to get another job, and you start going, whoa. Are businesses concerned about growth and hiring? Therefore, they've stopped their hiring.
UPS is firing 20,000 workers.
Okay, so think about it, right? So it's like now all those people who lost a job are going to have even more difficult time getting another job, which just further induces anxiety amongst the population. And an anxious population is not a good population. You want us, if you want to think in like bad terms, if you're the people in charge, you want your society to be pacified and distracted. You want us thinking about sports. You want us thinking about music. You want us thinking about the dumb shit. And then, business goes on as usual. You don't want us all focused on our next meal. You don't want us all focused on what's happening in the economy and how we're going to provide for our families, because then we start thinking about what the people in power are doing and every decision they make.
I think everybody's thinking about that now. It's there because once again, it's all about the economy. Because here's the thing: you can front on social media, but so much. Meaning, like you can get on social media and act like everything is all good, and act like you balling and act like you got it. Reality will set in. Those shelves will be empty. You know what I'm saying? You can only front with so much. And when reality hits, one thing that we all know, when reality hits, it is hard to front about.
Oh, you can do it. Do you see what Trump tweeted today?
What's the tweet?
All right. For context, January 29th, economy is on the up. This is the Trump stock market because my polls against Biden are so good that investors are projecting that I will win, and that will drive the market up. Everything else is blah, blah, blah. What do you think he tweeted today?
This what?
This is the Biden stock market, not Trump's. I didn't take over till January 20th. Tariffs will soon start kicking in, and the company's starting to move in record numbers, blah, blah, blah.
Nah, he got to stop doing stuff like that. I saw him do that the other day at his 100th day speech, and he said, like, he's blaming, he said something about transgenders, and I was like, nah,
we don't care about that right now.
Yeah, you won the election with that. You got to govern now, buddy.
Yep.
Okay, you got to govern now, and you won the election with stuff like the trans issue, but you really won because of the economy. You said it yourself. You said you won the election with one word, groceries.
Yeah.
That's what he said. He said, I won the election because of groceries. He said, on day one, I was going to make the economy better.
And I won on groceries. It's a very simple word, groceries. Like almost, who uses the word? I started using the word, the groceries. When you buy apples, when you buy bacon, when you buy eggs, they would double and triple the price over a short period of time. And I won an election based on that.
You made all those promises. We're not there.
Deliver.
We're not there.
What I would do if I was a young entrepreneur, I would locate the business sectors that are going to be deeply impacted by the tariffs. I would find small American businesses that are creating those things at home. A lot of them are not created at home. But there might be some that are. There might be some American-made diapers, American-made formula, whatever. And then I would inject as much capital as I possibly could into scaling those businesses, because if those shelves are going to be empty, they will be filled because people need those products, and the price might be higher but paying more is better than not getting anything at all. So if I'm a young hedge fund or if I'm a young VC, I am finding those businesses and I'm going, how can we build another factory as soon as possible? How can we increase production? Because people are going to need shit. They're not going to be able to get it. That's what I would do. But I think the most important thing the Trump administration could do right now is you have to do things to instill confidence in the people, and you also cannot gaslight us. It's the same thing that the Democrats did before. If you gaslight us into thinking that everything's okay, it doesn't make it okay. You just make us resent you. So you have to show that there is a solution for this that's going to be beneficial to the American people.
And what's interesting, when you look at all of these economists, man, I've seen economists on Fox News say this ain't the way. You know, when you got conservative economists on Fox News,
but they were always saying that. They were always saying that shit, and that's the other thing. It's like, yeah, it's just. I
mean, look, the irony, at least from my perspective of this, is like I grew up. My father was very adamant about only buying American. He was saying back in the 70s and 80s, we have a manufacturing problem. Too many. If I wanted to get a fishing wheel, I had to buy an American fishing wheel. If he bought a car, Oldsmobile, Ford, we could never have any other type of car. Any chance he got to buy American, we even had a big sign up in our house, you know, buy American. Like, so that shit was beaten into my head. And I think the instinct is a correct one, right? I just think Trump's the worst possible person to
execute the plan.
Yeah. And I don't understand what he's trying to do right now, because I don't think he actually cares. So that's the question.
I can't say whether or not he cares, but I think that feeling that you have about, like, you don't know what he's trying to do.
Right.
I think a lot of us have that feeling.
Right.
And it's important that they understand that and they meet us there, and that they understand the economic anxiety that's taking place. And you'd hope, because whether you like or hate Trump, he is a listener to what is popular. It is the reason why he gets ratings. It's the reason why people gravitate toward it. He won't specifically take something and run with it if it doesn't have majority support.
Oh, if Trump thought supporting trans rights would get him elected another 4 times, he'd be hosting Mr. America. Like, he doesn't give a shit. Like, he doesn't care.
So that's why it's important that we echo these sentiments, because that will be listened to. I think I heard, and to what you were saying about, like, manufacturing coming back here, I heard an interesting story from my boy, the Spice Man. Shout out to Pete. I played paddle with him, and he's in the spice business. He's a spice trader. It's like the fucking second oldest job in history, right? And I'm like, what is your business? He's like, well, I have these relationships with people that, you know, have curated spices around the world, and it's important to have these direct relationships, because if you don't have them, you're dealing with somebody in the third world that is no problem fucking you over, because you'll never go back to this random part of India again to deal with them, right? And he said, and I was like, all right, so why is he goes, I will be honest with you, like, having no manufacturing in America is very dangerous. I go, why is it dangerous? He goes, well, like, for example, in our business once, there was this applesauce pouch. And you actually might have heard this story, Charlamagne, because I think this happened in South Carolina. There's this applesauce pouch that was, like, produced in Honduras. And what a lot of times these, like, crooked people in the spice business, not Pete, but the people that he's dealing with, what they'll do is they'll, just like drugs, they'll add other things to make the thing weigh more.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Lead being one of them. So this producer of these applesauce packages, and there was this company that was producing them all in Honduras, and the person providing the cinnamon was putting lead in there as well, like small amounts of lead, but enough. And all the manufacturing of the packets was done outside of the country, so it didn't go through the FDA regulations that we have here in America. They go and they find that there's these, like, kids having these, like, severe developmental issues in, like, these certain pockets. South Carolina, I believe it was South Carolina, was one of them. And they started to look into it, and all the parents kept saying, like, yeah, my kid loves these applesauce packets. So they looked into applesauce packets. They found out that this fucking producer was putting lead into it. And here's a perfect example. It's like, you can source products from around the world. Obviously, we're not going to have fucking cinnamon farms all over America, but at least manufacturing them here with the legislation that we have to protect our citizens might be beneficial.
They do that with the P-Packs too.
Come on. Keep a straight face. Come on.
Yo.
Damn it.
So
you might have could have got that.
Whether it's sugar and cinnamon. Listen, fuck you. Listen, so whether it's sugar, it's it's thrust, it's you just have to find a way where you can protect the American people. So
I mean,
but how much of this do we blame on capitalism, right? Because yes, sure, it sounds good in theory. Let's manufacture stuff in America, but it costs too much motherfucking money to manufacture things in America. But does it have to?
I don't know if it costs too much.
But that's my point. Does it have to?
I don't think it costs too much. I think that that's a convenient lie that they tell us. I think you can manufacture things here. And then people go, oh, a cell phone will cost $30,000. He goes, I bet you $1 million fucking dollars it don't cost them $30,000 once you start making it.
That's what I'm saying. Does it have to? They say that, right? Man, it just costs too much to manufacture in America. Does it have to? Why does it?
Well, it costs the companies. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to cost the consumer.
But why does it cost the companies?
Because you got to pay people much larger wages than they are getting paid overseas. So if you brought all this manufacturing back to America, like, and it's factory jobs and it's mass production, like, are you going to pay everybody $15 an hour, or are you going to pay them $45 an hour?
Well, you know what you do. You build the manufacturers and stop the deportation. And you take the people that you're deporting and put them in those factories and pay them those low wages.
No, but on the real, part of the problem is
that's kind of slavery. It's not exactly. But
I didn't say anything about slavery. I'm just saying that you build the factories and you take the people who actually want to work in those factories for those low wages and let them go.
You want to find a way to build a fit this that it can be function here. Simple as that.
But we also have to be real. Americans, for the most part, don't want those jobs.
Stop it. I don't subscribe to that. Stop it. That's bullshit.
I don't believe
That's
that.
bullshit rhetoric that they tell you.
Well, if they don't, stop deporting the people and let them work.
No, Americans will do jobs.
Even minimum wage is $15. We're paying, I mean, China's paying their workers like
You think
30
people
cents.
really want Amazon warehouse jobs?
So it,
You think people want to work in Amazon warehouses?
But they do, though.
Because they have no choice. But the difference is if you were working at Ford or Chrysler in the 50s when all those cars were manufactured in the assembly lines, that was a legitimate middle class job. You could buy a house. That's what I'm saying. You can't buy that shit.
Send your kids to college.
What about Rapier?
Who?
Wrap your mouth around this dick, you fucking...
I saw that one. Chris, I can't believe it. That's why I saw that one, Chris.
I'm trying to solve problems here, so I'm locked in.
But that's when you got to get it off.
I have a mouth wrap around
this. You can't get it off when we playing. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it off during serious conversation. We'll get right back to it. But you're right. But the cost of living was different back then, Chris. Everything was different.
No, but
what?
Capitalism is a huge problem.
I don't know.
To me, it's capitalism.
Capitalism. It's like if you put profits first, you want to increase profit margin, so you have to pay workers as low as you can so you make the most money. That's what it is.
Listen, this is the thing about capitalism is absolutely fantastic. There are things.
Is capitalism fantastic or is free enterprise fantastic?
I'm not smart enough to know like the distinct difference between them, but let's assume free enterprise or capitalism. It is fantastic. We love it. It is the best system that we have developed so far.
We need compassionate capitalism.
Yes, and I think what a lot of people say is
we need.
We need some guardrails. For example, minimum wage is a guardrail on capitalism. True capitalism would not have minimum wage. There are countries that do not have minimum wage. They let the market literally decide. What we've decided is that would be too exploitative to the worker. So we've put some guardrails. And I think that we do want guardrails, and we have to continue to create new guardrails for new forms of industry. We do this all the time. It's like the fucking rules for getting a divorce were made in the 70s or the 50s. It's like now things are different. Women are working. Yes, they're still annoying. But it's a thing that we might have to update a little bit, right? So I think guardrails are something that we're all supportive of.
I agree with you. I just don't know why any company, and that's the other thing, and I said this a couple weeks ago here on the podcast, it's like, to build factories in here to do manufacturing would take several years, but we're lying to the American people telling them that we're doing this to create jobs when we know AI is just going to take all of these motherfucking jobs anyway.
Okay, so let AI or let robots or machines do it, but at least we should endeavor to bring manufacturing over here. I think we can all agree on that. Maybe Trump isn't the right guy to do it, as you said, but the idea is good, right?
But one thing you said before, like right now, venture capitalists and investors should focus on like building manufacturing here now. You said that earlier.
Well, I said the companies that are already in existence, but they're small. Like, how do you how do you scale those companies? Because starting a brand new one is a lot more difficult than scaling something that already exists.
But the problem with that is Trump is so volatile. It's like, why would somebody invest in making this small company bigger and then they remove the tariffs?
You're 100% right.
So
No, you're 100% right.
The markets are going to be completely unstable the whole time Trump is in office.
Yeah.
Like the world's market, because I was talking to somebody today and they were like, well, if Trump just, stops wilding out, things will get back to normal. And I'm like, will they? Because if I'm these other countries, I'm going to look for a new big brother. Because I can't trust this big brother. Yeah. And even if I got to lean on this big brother for a couple of years, if shit works out with this big brother, I might not ever go back to that one.
So that is another. So that is another risk, right? Where
away from all our products, they
say that, but whatever. I mean, there are also a lot of other things that are intertwined in the global economy, like mortgages and these things are pegged to the dollar. Like
you got to punish Drake if that happens. If Canada moves away from all American products, Drake, Justin Bieber, Weeknd can't get no money in America.
None?
None.
All right, fair enough. You're terrified every time I say anything because you think it's going to fucking slap you. You know what I mean? Yo, just calm down. It's not that big a deal, bro.
It didn't
We're
hurt
just
that
having
bad.
a conversation.
He said it didn't hurt that bad.
It didn't hurt that bad, bro.
That's how it happened. Your first time in prison. That's right. That's your first time in prison.
I got Chris. He said, "Who?"
Mouth wide open. Who? Like the fucking owl that used to suck the blow pop on the goddamn commercial, the little Tootsie Pop back in the day. Mouth wide open like a circle, ready for a cork to enter. Listen, man, I said a couple of weeks ago on the podcast too, this is America's fault. And the reason it's America's fault is because somewhere along the way, we just forgot how to do things, and we forgot how to teach people how to do things. Everybody I know who knows a trade has not been hurting for no money. Whether it's HVAC, whether it's an electrician, whether it's a welder. I always salute my girl, Jordan the welder. She comes to the Black Effect Podcast Festival every year. She's a woman who's a welder. They are making money. We got away from teaching people how to just work.
Well, this is good. Like, I think it's really cool to see that there are tradesmen and women making a lot of money because that will inspire the next generation.
It should, but they don't see that. You know one of the greatest shows you ever hosted that should have been way
Jobs that don't suck.
Jobs that don't suck.
Yeah.
Because Andrew used to go out, it was for MTV. That was for MTV2, right?
MTV2, yeah.
Whoever created that, I always thought that was brilliant. Andrew used to go out and Andrew used to go to different jobs where these people were making money, but it was things that you probably never thought about.
Peculiar shit, you
Like
know.
what?
But yeah, I mean, that girl did like the colonoscopies. You know, there was like party photographer. There was shout out C.R.E.A.M. There was a bunch of jobs that were like they don't really exist. And then there was a guy who found a way to like recycle garbage in the ocean. Like there were cool things as well. But I think going back to your trade example, it's perfect. When people start recognizing that plumbers are making $150,000 a year and they went to college and they got a liberal arts education, now they're working at the Gap, they're going to start going, maybe I should have spent 2 years in that trade school, tried to get my plumbing license, and now I'm living great.
I want to do a show called Lifestyles of the Rich and Not Famous.
Ooh.
Because I wanted to highlight people in this country who are making 6 figures, sometimes 7 figures, and they just went to school and learned a trade.
Yo, service businesses. Like if you live near an incredibly affluent area, they need services constantly. I'm not just talking about your lawn. I'm talking about and your landscaping. I'm talking about the stonework. Like everything about these people's homes needs to be constantly updated and manicured, and they will pay incredible amounts of money to not have to deal with that. There's so many businesses that can be built around the excess of the American wealthy, and there's a lot of really smart people that find ways to do that. And it's all word of mouth. It's not like you're posting on Facebook advertising. It's literally, oh my God, my stone guy did this. It was great. Oh, I need to redo my pool. Can you recommend? Look at how many times have you gotten somebody recommended for your house opposed to you going into the fucking yellow pages?
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I mean, I'll give you another. I might have mentioned this before, but when we're talking about American manufacturing jobs moving back, look at engineering, right? Which is not considered a sexy thing to go to college for. So the biggest, you know the name, I forget, the chip manufacturer that's based in Taiwan.
NVIDIA?
No, TMSC or whatever it is. The most important chip manufacturer that's in Taiwan.
I thought it's NVIDIA.
I don't think that's the name. They opened a massive complex in Arizona.
Yep.
And the idea was...
In your job?
What did he say?
On Charla. It got to be faster.
And you can't just look at me waiting.
Like a dog waiting for a treat.
Yeah, you're just like, what are you doing? This guy's crazy.
So funny. He picked up his phone to find one.
Yeah, no, I didn't look for one. I was looking for something
Stop
else.
it,
I really was looking for something else.
You're so fucking... Chris, wait, you go back, keep texting Ben. Chris, tell me something.
Anyway, so they've built this thing, and actually Trump has pointed to this as an example of American manufacturing. But I was talking to one of my wife's cousins in Taiwan who knows people who work there, and basically it's been slow to get off the ground because at a certain point that they brought a lot of Taiwanese engineers over to basically run it. They've hit a level in terms of the security clearance they can't go past. There are not enough American qualified engineers to actually fill these positions because not enough American kids are like,
going into getting an engineering degree.
I'm gonna be a media person, or I'm gonna, you're gonna make a lot of money being an engineer, and they literally can't fill the positions, right?
So this is my girl Nyla, man. My girl Nyla McPherson. Nyla is a young. Every year we do the Thriller Possibility Summit in Nashville, and we fly out 50 students from HBCUs to have a weekend of networking and participate in panels and all types of other stuff. And about 3 years ago, a young woman named Nyla McPherson was one of the winners. And Nyla came up to me, and Nyla was talking to me about a bunch of different things that she wanted to do. One of the things she wanted to do was start a podcast. And I was like, well, what's your major? She was like, engineering. I'm just like, yo, stick with the engineering. Like we do and I said,
good on the podcast.
And I said, if you want to start a podcast.
You're hustling backwards.
Chronicling your journey.
On the side, do it. Yeah.
Right? But I will give Nyla all the credit in the world. Not only has Nyla continued to pursue her media dreams, she graduates this Friday from Alabama State University with her engineering degree. Oh, you know Nyla? Yeah.
I didn't know she was in school for it.
Yeah, Nyla graduates this Friday with an engineering degree from Alabama State University. So, yes, there are some kids who are still out there focused on what they actually need to be focused on. So, salute to Nyla.
Shout out Nyla.
Yeah,
man.
salute to Nyla. I did want to tell y'all some goods because this is a good. I like what we're doing here on the podcast because I see a lot of people. They just want to dunk. They want to dunk on folks. And they're using this to, just constantly attack. And my thing is this: Trump is already in the White House, y'all.
Exactly.
Like he won already. He's not campaigning. Like he's in the White House. So we're all Americans at the end of the motherfucking day. We're all going to be impacted on this. So instead of just telling people, hey, the shelves are going to be empty this week, this summer, is this what you voted for? Tell people what they should be doing. Now, you asked me earlier what were some of the things that were going to be off the shelves and what we should stock up on. Alex already told you he stocked up on a lot of electronics and accessories because of his business. So smartphone chargers, laptops, tablets, headphones, earbuds, adapters, smart appliances, stuff like that. This is the thing that I think impacts everyday people. Non-perishable food items. If food imports slow, especially from Asia and Latin America, rice, pasta, dried beans, canned vegetables, fish and meats, instant noodles and ramen, spices and sauces, personal care and hygiene, toothpaste, deodorant, razors, shampoos, soap, feminine products, diapers, and baby wipes. This is the big one, medicines and supplements. So basic over-the-counter medications like your ibuprofens and your allergy meds. And everybody needs allergy meds right motherfucking now. Vitamins and daily supplements, first aid supplies, household goods and cleaning supplies, detergents, surface cleaners, trash bags, sponges, paper towels, light bulbs, batteries, auto and home repair essentials, car fluids like oil, coolant, and HVAC are plumbing parts. So
everything.
Every goddamn thing.
Crazy.
Trump got a buckle, bro.
Trump got to do something, man.
Because China don't give a fuck.
Well, they should.
They don't.
They should, though.
If he folds now they'll never take him serious.
Who won't take him serious?
China
won't. He has to stay.
He also has to do deals with all the other countries. So if he folds for China and then expects all these other countries to do a new deal, they'll be like, nah, let's just.
But the countries ain't China, though.
No, 100%. But what I'm saying is you have to create unanimous support, and potentially with that unanimous support, you can pressure China. China, at the end of the day, has to send goods. I'm no fucking economist. I don't understand how this shit works. So don't let me tell you guys. But to what Alex is saying, it's like simply buckling is going to send a message that he's not somebody that they even need to negotiate with. And at the end of the day, China does need to sell goods, and we are a massive consumer. We are the most powerful consumer in the world.
I think China knows what is currently happening is not sustainable. Because it's not like other presidents haven't done tariffs. They just haven't done anything this extreme.
Right.
China knows this is not sustainable, so they can wait it out.
Can I ask a real question, though?
Yes.
Their economy is not that great.
Like, no, and they have a major housing crisis right now. But like, you would have
bring in all the Mexicans and let the Mexicans build all the.
No, they have
they have
too much housing. They have too much housing.
There's like 3 different companies out there, and they built like entire cities
that are empty.
Whatever.
Complex after towers. But where we are right now, you would have thought that Trump ran on a tariffs campaign.
Nobody asked for this.
And you would have sworn that like this was a mandate on tariffs and everything.
Good point.
And I'm like, where the fuck did this even come from?
Nobody asked for this.
He's been talking about it for years, but none of us asked for it.
Like, I'm not being cute. Like, what is his motivation? Like, why is he tripling down on this?
It's a really interesting thought. It's like, it's not like this serves, I guess he did run on bringing jobs back to America and like revitalizing the working class. So maybe he believes that this tactic will reinvigorate that sector, but you're right. He didn't run on that, and that's not what people are asking for.
He didn't run on it, but that's not true, Chris. It wasn't one of his main talking points, but he definitely said he was going to do this.
For decades, he's been saying this.
And not only did he say he was going to do it, they also told us there was going to be a lot of pain before there was this golden age.
Right.
They did say all of this.
They said it on like the tweet today, and then there was also a lot of day one. I'm going to do this, that, and the third.
Him and Elon said this. They did. I'm not going to say they campaigned on it like they did the trans stuff or the border or anything like that, but they definitely told us they was going to do tariffs.
I'm just saying, for the height that this issue is at right now, the noise around it was not anywhere near this.
Yeah, I mean, but the noise is because everybody's going broke and because people are losing their motherfucking jobs.
Right.
That's the noise.
Yeah.
Like, the people want to know, why don't I have a job again?
Yeah. Why did I get fired? Why is there not another opportunity for me to do it?
And then my summer is going to be, why are the shelves empty again? Like,
if the shelves are, and then you got to deal with the whole smuggling issue, and it's going to be fucked. It's like I can't even say anything. I can't even say anything.
Just let it wash right over you.
Just let it wash right over you. You don't think smuggling is going to be an issue?
No, wait till the summer when everybody really figures out what a tariff is. It's like, tariff?
Tariff?
I thought that was just some shit show. She used to stay on the show to get Charlamagne to be like, tariff who? You know what I mean? Tariff, ain't that ghost son from Power? Let's do some asking idiots, man. Major.Katri says, in honor of the movie Sinners, what music era genres would you blend together for a party? Oh, that's easy. Easy. Now, blend together? What would I blend together? Crunk and disco.
Wait, what?
Crunk and disco.
Crunk and disco?
Crunk and disco. So, like, I would take that Little John crunk era, which is one of the greatest eras in music that don't get no motherfucking shine, and disco. Like, disco was a very high energy, people can't get off the dance floor. In a lot of ways, it was like crunk.
Yeah.
I can take videos from the 80s with people, or 70s with people dancing to disco and put it to Little John, and you would think it was the same motherfucking
There's a great Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 mashup with that, and that the recent song Crunk Ain't Dead that Little John's on.
Really?
It's incredible of him doing the robot.
Oh, I never seen it. Oh, he's Dancing with Cher?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Have you heard people's remix? Have you heard Crunch? People's remix of the crunk. Crumping is different. That's the dance.
Yes.
Yeah. But have you heard of Crunch?
What genres would you blend together?
Right. Well, I would blend your mouth and this dick. That's what I would blend.
That's all that coming from.
This is a good one.
There you go.
Eric.G says, the brilliant idiots versus 100 gay guys.
Yeah.
Who wins?
I'm sucking. What's that podcast, man? These guys crack me up.
Yeah, what are we fighting for?
He goes, for $100 million. And the dude just out of nowhere goes, I'm sucking. He goes, I didn't even ask the question yet.
Listen, what are we fighting for? Like
100, so the Brilliant Idiots versus 100 gay guys.
Is it when you say Brilliant Idiots, is it just me and Schulz, or is it like everybody that's a part of the Brilliant Idiots massive? Like,
yeah, I got that.
What do we fight? What when you say, and what is the versus?
Who nuts first?
Versus might not be fighting.
Who nuts first? Who nuts first?
First?
Yeah.
Huh? What?
100 gay guys versus us. Who nuts first?
I gotta know what the versus is about. I don't want to just commit to this.
There's a
You've seen
trend
the
thing
gorilla
going
shit.
on.
I seen that dumb shit, but that's specific. They said 100 guys versus one gorilla in a fight. This just says Brilliant Idiots versus 100 gay guys.
What you think they gonna do to you?
First of all, this is disgusting. Like, why would we ever let 100 gay guys run a train on us?
They're not running a train.
They taking it?
No, they're not taking it.
If 100 gay guys want to take it from us, then nothing we can do.
100 gay guys are fucking each. No. Oh, it's a fist fight?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What are we fist fighting? What is it? What is the verses here? We rapping? We going bar for bar?
We're going bar for bar.
What are we doing?
100 gay guys versus us, bar for bar.
Oh, I'll murder them. My gay bar is way better.
All right, go.
Cause mine will be actually gay.
Like what?
What you mean?
Like, go ahead.
What you mean? I don't know. Like, I gotta have some motivation for the penetration. Okay? You know what I mean? Motivation for the penetration. No hesitation.
Booty smells like sanitation.
Ooh, yeah, that's what I say when I smell it. That's what I say when I smell it. Stick my in your mouth so you can't tell it. Speak with your balls on your tongue. Yeah, I'm about to come. Yeah. Well, so if y'all want a battle rap, we can do it. I'll take 100
Wait,
gay
put a
guys
beat
out.
behind that. Come on.
Easily.
Man, this
Easily.
is impressive, man.
We fight.
This is dope.
Bro,
This is dope.
you got gay bars, bro.
Candy bars, they sweet. Yeah. Candy bars, they sweet. Like my meat, it's a treat.
Now you got him started.
Put it in your mouth, close to your tonsils. Eat. Yeah.
You need to give them to Kanye.
Nah, Kanye gay.
Yeah, it only works if you're straight.
Yeah, that's right. M_Sib says, how long you think it'll take traditional media to start putting podcasts on TV?
They did. ESPN is all podcasting.
Yeah, ESPN is Pat McAfee.
Even Breakfast Club, they just turn in.
Yeah, Breakfast Club has been on Revolt. We're not a podcast, though. We're a radio show.
It's all TV is podcasting.
I get what he's saying, though.
Bravo. That Bravo show is a podcast.
Netflix is going that way. Netflix has already said they want to get in the podcasting business. So Netflix is definitely going that way.
This is what people watch. I mean, yeah, they got Kill Tony is a live podcast, and they do that on Netflix.
That's what y'all don't realize, man. I mean, even with Brilliant Idiots, even with Rogan, anybody, Drink Champs, $1 Million Worth of Game, all of these videos are just content. This is catalog. Like, you know, there might be a streaming service that said, you know what, let me shut the fuck up.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
G. Keaton says, if Schulz was the villain in Sinners, would he have lived or died?
I didn't see the movie yet.
Damn.
But I'm too late, so just tell me if I would have lived or died.
He would have died. All the villains died.
Yeah. Well, but maybe there's something special
about
me.
No.
That may be something special with
Maybe there's something special about me.
No, they all didn't, though.
No, not. I mean, the two.
What else we got, Taylor?
One more.
Okay, so Austin.J. Hughes says, how have you dealt with accepting your body as it ages?
Man, that shit is a fight. That shit is a fight. You just fight it off as long as you possibly can. You fight your ability to exercise. I'm out here doing physical therapy 2 times a week so I could play paddle shitty. Like, it's just, but it is a fight. And you fight it off or else you give up and then you die.
Yeah, I take care of my body way more than I did when I was younger because I know that I can't recover like I used to when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like I barely drink nowadays. If if at all. I don't need it at all. I love my edibles, though. I stay on my edibles. I do HIIT training 3 times a week. You know, I get on my assault bike every day. But the biggest thing is you just really have to eat right as you get older. Like, you have no choice. Like, you could do all of that and still not eat right, and those old G pounds will still be on you. It is very hard to keep weight off you.
Also, once you get fat,
past a certain age.
Once you not get fat, but once you gain a little weight when you're older, it takes forever.
It takes forever.
I used to shed pounds after 2 shits when I was in my 20s.
Same.
Right? I'd take 2 shits and I have abs again. But when you're in your 40s and you gain like a good little 5-10 pounds, that bitch stays there for a whole season.
And that urge to want something sweet.
Oh, why is that?
After you eat?
Why
I don't know why.
I lust for dessert.
Somebody got to tell me something. I never cared for sweets as much as I do now. At
Something
this age.
about it, man.
It's like I can eat. Like I had a nice stuff for lunch. I had some grilled chicken. I had a salad, and then immediately I was just like, "Where the fucking peanut M&Ms at?" I didn't get them. But I just had the urge to get something sweet immediately. So, you know, it's no joke being a certain age and like just trying to keep the weight off. Like, I got on the scale this morning, I was like, I gotta lose at least 13 pounds. And I work out 3 times a week religiously. But it's them, and I also thought about it too. On weekends, sometimes I throw it all away because I get high.
And then it's over.
Get them goddamn
lose control. Same thing with drinking. Like, if I drink, I'm eating dessert until it's done. If I'm sober, I'll have a bite or 2.
Yeah.
But nah, that's so that's it. That's what you have to look forward to.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Wait, I have 2 more good ones though.
2 more?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
us.
So, based off the main topic I was talking about, Rico_Evos wants to know what a trick y'all use to save money.
To save it. What the fuck? Mark Cuban said some of the illest shit I heard this week. Somebody asked Mark Cuban, they said, you know, what would you do with your first $100,000 nowadays? And Mark was like, if I had any debt, like credit cards and shit, I would pay that off. Everything else I would just put in the bank. Because he said I forgot what the year was, but he said every, few years, there's something that happens in the market that absolutely positively is a game changer.
And you want to get in.
And you want to have a little money to get in. So and that's the truth, right? Sometimes we get money and people want to start living all of their wildest dreams. They either want to go out and buy shit that they've always wanted to buy, or they want to buy what's hot in the moment. My daddy used to always say, boy, don't let money burn your pocket. Like, motherfuckers be spending money like it's burning their pocket. You get your money, just put it up and let it sit there. That has been my motto forever. I get a big check or a check, I just let it sit. I'm not in a rush to do anything. Like,
takes crazy discipline, especially when you don't have anything and then you get something, because you want to feel like you got something.
But I promise you, even when I was selling dope, I was the type of person that I used to sell dope, and I just used to like to save, because I used to like to watch that knot get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm the same way now. I have no... I thank God I don't have no real vices. I don't buy cars. I don't care for jewelry. I'm not a sneakerhead. Like, I don't really have any vices. I really don't. So it's just like, I do just like to save money. So my advice to you is just to save it.
What does that smell?
I farted out of my asshole.
Oh my God.
It smells like something cooking though.
Yeah.
There might be something out there, but you're also pregnant, so you smell.
Yeah, that's something out there. That's not a fart. That. If your butt smell like that, somebody need to eat it, because that shit smell good. I'm serious. Like, I ain't never, if that was a fart, that shit smell like something cooking.
There might be something out there.
Like, usually I'll be like, ugh, this one I was like.
All right, last one.
All right.
That's how you get your ass
now Tesho, I don't know how to say his name, is being a dad about raising kids or just slowly turning into your own father?
No, it's raising kids.
Raising kids.
If you're not raising kids, you're not a dad.
Yeah, raising kids. It's not about turning into your father. Like, you should be better than your father. Your father got you to this point, and there's things that you probably learned from him that you probably need to unlearn to be a better father than he was.
Yep.
And there's probably things that I'm sure we apply to this era that our father wouldn't think about, you know, applying. Because I apologize to my kids every goddamn day.
And your dad still hasn't apologized to you.
Well, not that I remember, but I apologize to my kids every day. I am such a pussy. I mean, I'm trying to put eye drops in one of my daughter's eyes last night, and she is having a fit about me doing eye drops. So I'm just like, well, fine, then. Let the allergies burn your eyes. You go lay in the bed, whatever. I tried to go lay in the bed after saying that shit. I had to get back up and give a whole Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream speech about why I said what I said. I apologize. I just, man, I did some stupid shit. I had this whole conversation. Has anybody in here ever heard of The Boy Who Cried Wolf? Mm-hmm. My 9-year-old's like, I know the story. And she's the one that's so much like me. So as I'm trying to tell the story, she's like, that's not how it went. And I'm like, God damn it, right? So my 6-year-old is all ears, eyes, she's all engaged, whatever. And I'm just basically explaining to them, you cannot overreact to everything because when there's something actually wrong, we won't really know. So just because we're trying to put eye drops in your eyes, the drops don't burn.
Yeah.
She was like, well, it just feels weird. I understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, but you gotta be a little bit uncomfortable to get comfortable. So once you put these eye drops in your eyes, it'll make you, have a better night's sleep. So now can I put the drops in your eyes? No. I'm going to bed. Okay? I'm going to bed. All right? But yes, I apologize. And I apologized again this morning when she woke up. Like when I'm on the FaceTime with her, she's like, I accept your apology. I understand.
Do you think because you have daughters or if you had sons, do you think it would be different?
I really don't know. I can't even answer that question. I have no idea, man. It's just...
I think it'd be different.
Yeah, it'd be different. This motherfucker be tough as hell on a kid. Thank God you don't got no sons,
You got to be
bro.
on boys, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Boys need fear. Boys need fear.
Do they?
Yeah, I needed fear.
I don't know if any kid needs fear, Chris. I think that's the problem. I don't think any kid needs fear.
I think the fear I had from my father kept me out of situations.
I want the love my kids have for me to keep them out of situations. I
got love too,
you
but
need fear too,
I knew I would get physically manhandled, basically.
I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's...
I don't fear my son.
I want my kids to feel bad if they
still
disappoint
cross the
me.
street?
What?
You still cross the street
without looking both ways.
Yeah. So how good is fear
That
for
is
you?
true,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
It just made you angry. All fear did is made you upset. Now you lashing out. Trying to lock up everybody on a moped.
You know what I mean? This is daddy issues? Daddy issues, Chris?
I don't know how you guys connected that.
It's what we do, Chris.
As always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. But if you listen to this podcast and think we're just a couple idiots who don't know shit, you're right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Thank you for listening.